Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.
Yeah, 1 for the money, 2 for the show, certified FBA on point on code. Let's go, family. What's it like? How y'all doing? Welcome back to the Black Alpha Network. What y'all on, man? What's going on in the world today? How y'all living? I hope everybody's doing good, lovely. Love y'all with a passion. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Black Alpha Network, man. Y'all know how we go. We gonna cook today. We cook every episode. We stack classics on top of classics, but I want to thank everybody for tapping in and giving me your Tuesday evening, and we're gonna rock this all the way through. It started off with foundational Black Americans building this country, and it's going to end with foundational Black Americans being the only lineage, heritage, and culture that can take claim to building this country that is on game, on point, and on code, and it's all about us. But y'all know how we do it. Wouldn't be the Black Alpha Network if we didn't set this all right. So, I got to ask everybody where you at right now. FBA roll call in the building. That's how we get down. Let me see where you are, what city, what town, what state, what it is, what it do, man. I don't care where you are. I don't give a damn if you in the town, you in the county, what side of town you in. Black Alpha Network is the place where we going to always set it off with a good roll call so the whole family knows what time it is. We in the building, in the place. Ballers gon' ball and them haters gon' hate. So let me know right now where we got. I already see Virginia is in the house. Yes, indeed. I already see you. What it do? What's going on with everybody? Baltimore is in the house. Texas, yes, indeed. All the way around and back again. I love this. This is my favorite part because I noticed that when we get all in the same place at the same time and we start regulating and we start telling everybody where we from, that's when they get scared. And the reason why they do, family, is because when we start giving this FBA roll call, we start representing where we are. I see you, Washington, D.C. Yes, indeed. L.A. in the building. I just got done listening to California Love, so a lot of California love. But when we represent and we let the whole world know that it's not just foundational Black Americans located in one place, it's not just foundational Black Americans located in two places, we got all these 50 states. And we represent and we hold down all the 50 states. So when you see certified foundational Black Americans, you just have to deal with us anywhere and everywhere you go. That ancestral presence, that root work that we all tap into, that is something that's exclusive to us. Nobody can take claim to what we created. They've been trying though, ain't they, family? Ain't they been trying? They've been out here daily, like trying to say that they did this and did that. No, this is the regulated era, the G-checking era. This is all about us. It's representing everybody in there. I see you, Decatur, Georgia. Yes, indeed. I see you, North Carolina. Yes, indeed. We had Idaho in the building last week. So we certified when we got Idaho in here. I'm telling you, they can't break it, man. They can't stop the game. Shout out to Denver as well. All day long. Yes, indeed. Jacksonville, all the way live. Duval, I see you. Florida, all the way across the board. St. Louis, STL, certified salute to the east, the west, the north, the south, all my FBAs. I'm just feeling good, y'all. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling the energy. I'm feeling the vibe because there's nothing better than waking up and knowing that you are one of us. You know what I mean? I always say it, family. Being a foundational Black American, that's like being drafted to the team that won the championship. You feel me? We already winners when we came here. These people lose and they've been here. You feel me? So you see the difference between us and them, and we've been putting that line in the sand, and we've been letting everybody know what type of time it is, and I see everybody out there. Shout out to y'all, man. We're going to cook today. But when the Black grassroots start stepping, when the Black grassroots gets it in, shout out to the Noya, when the Black grassroots start letting everybody know that it's all about us, they have no choice but to bow down. And we've been making everybody bow down as of late. And by the way, subscribe, like, and share. Y'all notice that we've been growing heavy. I don't know, but all I do know is that when you put some FBAs in the same room, I'm talking about all my certified sisters, all my certified brothers, and we create that certified family, Everybody else notices us, and they've been taking notice. That's why the Black Alpha Network is on fire right now. And remember, the Black Alpha Network, Certified Black Society, is all of us. We are the #1 lineage, heritage, and culture, and we represent it to the fullest. And when you tap in with the Black Alpha Network and you see that fist, everybody already knows it's our time to shine, and we shining. So I appreciate everybody, all my day ones, all my new riders. Now, with all that said, with all that on the table, it's time that we get to work. This coming election, family, we're going to let the whole world know that we're not going down them same games from before. We're not playing that the Democrats are a religion. We're not playing that game. We're not playing the Democrats are a race. No, it is us in this generation, in this era. And I don't care how old you are. I let people know off top. I don't care if you old and on code, you young and on code. It's all about being on code. That's all that matters, right? So in this era, all of us, okay, the Black grassroots, it's our responsibility to, like I said, clean house, and it's our responsibility, family, to get all that negative energy out and bring in some positive energy. We've been doing a damn good job, and we've been doing it by our goddamn self. Let everybody know that and understand that. Certified Foundational Black Americans, we've been winning on our own. Nobody's ever helped us, all right? In this era, we haven't even gotten a lot of help from the past. So we literally are out here on this FBA island, and we serving everybody. Everybody's catching that work. I don't care where you are. We taking the old black media and we running them out of business. You starting to see the Democratic Party, their numbers is in the trash can. You starting to see the divestors, their asses are getting divested from the divestors, so they don't know what the fuck to do, okay? And you're starting to see the Republicans, they shook, they scared, all these tethers, these fleers and fleamen foreheads, man, they starting to crinkle up and wrinkle up because nobody has a plan for us, but we got a plan. What is our plan? Our plan is reparations right goddamn now. And on the path to getting reparations right goddamn now, everybody out there is understanding that we are a force to be reckoned with, and our effect has went all the way across the country. It has been a domino effect, and that's the beautiful thing about it, family. So yes, we are sweeping, and we bringing that straight heat. We're bringing that fire like only we can do. One thing about the Black Alpha Network, fam, every time that we tap in and every time we get together and we rock, everybody knows that we don't care. Because it's lineage first. It's one thing, family, to be like representing your lineage in kind of a cool way, but it's another thing when you represent your lineage and you don't give a damn. All right. We used to kind of be there, but not fully. You know what I mean? We used to represent the lineage, but kind of in a sort of way. And there was too many names, African Americans and all that. Once we identified who we were, what we put that FBA flag in the sand, everything changed. Everything changed. So now everybody has to deal with us. And if you watch your timeline, you turn on your TV, what do you see, family? Everybody got to deal with us. Everybody has to deal with us. That is powerful. Back in the old days, they used to walk around black folks. Black folks was on the corner, okay, with a goddamn collection plate trying to get some donations. Now, foundational Black Americans, we got everybody else on the corner trying to get donations. Ain't that something? And speaking of people who've been out here trying to collect donations, family, did y'all see Roland Martin? Did you see it? We're going to start big today. And when we talking about Roland, we talking about big, all right? So we're going to start big today, and we're going to drop that domino and let everybody know that in this era, it is no tangibles, no reparations, no vote, period. I don't give a damn if you're the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, or anywhere in between. If you do not serve the interests of certified foundational Black Americans, you ain't getting no love from us. No love. And we're going to say that with our chest, and we're going to say that full speed ahead. I know the family going to rock. Yes, indeed. I send a certified salute once again to everybody pulling in. Damn, we already got 200 people in here. Damn, in less than 10 minutes, y'all know we moving. That's because we are a family. This foundational Black American family tree, what I say is certified Black society, it has everybody who used to think they were in control. Not anymore. We are the ones in control. So speaking of people who used to think that they was in control, people that used to come out here and talk reckless to foundational Black Americans, they used to be on TV talking about some y'all damn fools and beep beep, y'all don't beep beep, no beep beep, how to vote, you need to get it right, fools. Okay, well, this person right here who thought he was Billy Badass for a long time, okay, he thought he was going to run around and talk all this junk on foundational Black Americans, wag his finger, chase them goddamn butter biscuits, and then he found out them butter biscuits done dried up. Oh, yes, they have. Them butter biscuits done dried up. We already took roly-poly straight from CNN, knocked them all the way down to the internet. And then his internet channel don't get no type of engagement, no views. He ain't got no influence. He ain't doing nothing out here in the street. And that is all because of us. Don't get it twisted, family. Don't get it twisted. They know who it is. They know what time it is, and they know who got them all shook up. That is FBA all goddamn day. So did y'all see Roly Poly come out? And he was running his mouth a couple days ago. And he was saying things like, y'all don't want to go vote, and voting is good. And if you don't vote, I can't get KFC tonight. All right, because mind you, if we don't vote, he don't get paid by the Democrats. He don't get paid by the Democrats. He can't go get that 15-piece from Popeye's Chicken. All right, so if he can't go get his 15-piece from Popeye's Chicken, he get upset. He get mad. He get real upset and mad. And right now, Roly Poly is real mad. Okay, because he can't get his butter biscuits. He can't get his 13.5 piece. So what he gonna do? I'm gonna tell you what he gonna do. He gonna get on his own little whack ass show and start telling us how he needs us. Ain't it funny, fam, how these folks come all the way back around? These folks start running back to foundational Black America. They ran their mouth about us. They said all these things. They acted like they didn't need us, but they finding out, like we always say, that they need us. We don't need them. And anytime somebody needs you way more than you need them, then you are the ones with all the power. You are the ones that control. And have we not been in control? Yes, indeed, we have. So he's been running around, running his mouth. Okay, y'all know he likes to talk. But all of a sudden now, family, Mr. Roly Poly, he done ran into some hard times. He done ran into some real hard times because he's noticing that he done invested all this time and energy talking about the Black grassroots and the new Black media. And now he needs that same Black grassroots to fund his Democratic biscuit campaign. And guess what? All the biscuits are running dry. Watch this guy right here, family. If you have not seen the video, because I know a lot of people don't watch this show any goddamn way. Watch Roly Poly right here, family, running his mouth about foundational Black Americans, okay? Watch him talking, and he's trying to say all these things. This was him just a few days ago, trying to wag that finger at us, trying to tell us what we needs to do. And now, all of a sudden, family, that what y'all needs to do don't flip-flop. We gonna go down the timeline. We gonna regulate. We gonna G-check. Smash that like button. No reparations, no tangibles, no Democrats, no vote, only certified.
Keep telling Black people, let me be real clear. These white folks are holding on to this thing as long as they can. You are seeing the enthusiasm on their side. And again, I get folks out there saying, well, we haven't gotten this and gotten that. Let me be real clear. That's not a damn thing that Black people say they want. And Greg, I saw this thread you were on a little bit earlier, and this fool was just talking. Let me be real clear. Everybody watching. There's not a damn
There go that fool talk. Already calling us fool. You see? Look at him.
Thing you want that the right is going to give you. Not one of them. Not one of them.
That's right.
Not one. You, all y'all folk who, reparations, there is not a single Republican who supports reparations. Not one. So I can guarantee you they're going to make sure that never happens. Okay? Let's just be real clear. You ain't even going to get a study. You can forget HR 40. That ain't even go. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee told me when I was in Texas, they have 217 co-sponsors for HR 40. Not one of them a Republican. Hello. They win the House, you can hang that up. And so we can go on and on and on. And so for the people sitting at home who are saying, yeah, man, I'm going to sit this one out. Okay, but let me tell you right now, go ahead and write it down. Roland Martin said at 7-Eleven on October 13th, 2022, you ain't getting shit.
Look at him. Hey, he getting buck. He getting Sambo mad. Ain't nobody scared of you, Roland. Roland, come on now. Let's run that back. I got to see that again, family. I got to see that. That's a CWA, y'all. A coon with attitude. Watch it.
Let me tell you right now. Go ahead and write it down. Roland Martin said at 7-Eleven on October 13th, 2022, you ain't getting shit. Keep telling Black.
Now, it's funny, family. It's funny as hell. He said 7-Eleven. Yeah, You live at 7-Eleven. You over there getting about 50 Slurpees and 100 goddamn hot dogs. This man talking about food when he ain't even trying to talk about food. So you see what's on his brain. Look at how he talking, y'all. Look at him. He get tough with us, right? Y'all remember when Richard Spencer was on the show? When he was, I'm a man first. I don't say that. I'm a Christian. Remember, he was everything other than Black when it came to Richard Spencer. Then all of a sudden, he want to get around us and his food is, food that, talking reckless, talking crazy. And the reason why he does that, family, because that phone been ringing. And they've been telling him, you going to have to get it together because these Black folks ain't voting. certified foundational Black Americans ain't rocking with you. What you gonna do? Because remember, fam, when we don't vote, all of the Democratic shields go out of business. There's nothing in between. There's nothing. There's no gray area. It's A or B, okay? Left or right. Either we go vote blindly or the Democratic shields get put out of business. And that's what's happening. That right there, family, was somebody throwing a temper tantrum, upset, mad, angry, and straight up distraught stress. Because he knows that Zaddy phone is ringing and he's going to have to go to Zaddy's principal's office and he's going to go from CNN to YouTube. Eventually, he's going to go on the corner. That same corner I said we've been putting everybody on. Everybody's been on the corner because foundational Black Americans have done a role reversal. That's what we've all done in this era, family, a role reversal, a complete one. Those who thought they was in control ain't in control. We are. Those who thought that they was running shit we are. Those who thought they had command of the political atmosphere in this country have all come to find out that they don't, and foundational Black Americans are the only ones who have it. That is the beauty of being exceptional. That is the beauty of being a part of the only lineage, heritage, and culture that does things on their own, how they want to do it, and the way they feel. It's a whole different thing, family, when you do what you want to do opposed to doing what you have to do. They have to do as we tell them. They have to get upset. They have to serve Zaddy. All we got to do is stay Black, foundational, certified, and we win. Now, watch him right here, family. He was trying to get BALLS with a couple other people. And this is all about him complaining the very fact that he ain't winning. And that's what happens when you ain't winning. You got to bow all the way down. Roly-poly, okay? We own your partner, and we know what type of time it is. It's our time, and you just here.
Mama, dude, no, again, normally I ignore the simple Simons, Gary. But this is a Louisiana race, and so I'm just curious. Have you seen or heard that loudmouth ass Jason Black?
Oh, he getting mad
in Louisiana. Who's always go to my YouTube page.
Wait a minute. Oh, he getting mad. Oh, he hate the new Black media. He hate the new Black media. As a matter of fact, he got me blocked. I know he got probably half of y'all blocked up in here. Getting blocked by Roland is a good thing, and he can't stand them. Watch him start trying to run his mouth about Jason Black. Watch this.
Have you seen or heard that loudmouth ass Jason Black, who's in Louisiana, who's always go to my YouTube page, because like last year, this little idiot did this thing called Pull Up Summer 2022, which was pretty stupid because he claims that I was running from him at Essence Fest, and he's so irrelevant. The fool don't even know I was there the whole time, and he couldn't even get credentials. But I was all over the place. But it's interesting. I see him, I don't see nothing on here about Louisiana gubernatorial race. Nothing. So I get a kick out of these people who love talking Black, who love talking about what Black folks should do, who love talking about what other Black people should be saying and not saying. And he's sitting there in Louisiana, ain't said nothing about the Black guy running for governor, but I'm sure he probably gonna try to call him a sellout like he tried to call you one and everybody else. But I purposely just believe in calling these folks out because what they do is talk trash on YouTube, but do nothing to actually help Black people. And if you Black and listen to that fool, you stuck on stupid too.
Freeze. We're going to get back to roly-poly in a minute. I got to see what y'all saying. I got to see it. Yes, you're right. Already beeping all over the place. You damn right, brother. Yes, indeed. Beeping all over the place. Look at him getting mad. Look at all the things he sat there and said about Jason Black. He ain't say none of that about Richard Spencer. He ain't said none of that about Joe Biden. Joe Biden running around here calling everybody boy. Joe Biden said, "It's boys and you ain't Black." Has roly-poly ever mentioned any of them people? No. And he talking about all they do is sit on YouTube. He's on YouTube. Oh, and by the way, when he sits there and says that Jason Black said that he was running from him, we all know that Rolly can't run. All right. So he was rolling away from Jason Black, the same way he rolls away from the Black grassroots, the same way that he rolls away from certified foundational Black Americans. So we know the running ain't happening, but the rolling happens all the time because that's what happens when your ass ain't stepped foot on the treadmill. Now, when he starts speaking about us, family, and he starts using all them big words, y'all fools and anybody who listens to that type of stuff, y'all dumb too. He's sitting there trying to get us to go vote for his democratic religion, his democratic race, because remind you, the same way O.J. Simpson said, "I'm not Black, I'm O.J." It's the same way they say they not Black, they Democrats. They left Blackness a long time ago. As soon as they were introduced to the system of supremacy, they made their mind up. They didn't want nothing to do with being black, and they want to be W's. And what's the quickest way to be a W for these folks? Is go join the Democratic Party. In the Democratic Party, you got you a nice little house, okay, just like the house Negro had, and you can fix all the milk and honey. You can prepare the dinner. You can take care of all the little W babies. That's what they feel the Democratic plantation is. They run to these plantations because they feel that's some type of acceptance. Now, mind you, when they get to the Democratic plantation, they all tools. And what they don't like is that all of us in the new black media, Black Alpha Network, Certified Black Society, everybody in the chat, smash that like button. We almost got 400 people. We got 350 in just 20 minutes. We rocking. Now, when it comes to us, we've been knowing they was tools from day one. And then we know what happens to tools after the dominant society is done with them. They break them. And Roland is being broken. That's a broken Roland. All right? One more time. That is a broken Roland. Roland has been broke to the point where he is so upset that all he does is go yell at people who don't want to vote. And then when we don't want to vote, he tells us to go vote. I don't understand the logic. But you don't understand anything with a Democratic shit because they do not base anything they do off of logic. They only base it off of tap dancing. So when he's coming after all of us, that's a good thing. That's a good thing because remember that first picture where he was sitting there smiling, right? Whenever they smiling and they showing their teeth, family, you know they feel that they're in full control. The very upset that they became CWAs, coons with an attitude, that means that we winning right now. When we winning, they get mad. When we winning, we shut it down. And that's the best part about this era. We used to have to sit back and watch them smile all the time because they lies used to work. We used to have to sit back and watch them grin all the time because they lies used to work. Now we sit back and we watch them have temper tantrums. And since he's a non-FBA, he's having tether temper tantrums because this is a non-FBA trying to tell FBA who we have to vote for. And when we say no, he tries to give us the lecture. You are in no position to lecture us, Roland. The only thing you are in position for is to bow down to Zaddy on all fours, and we know what you're doing when you're down there. As we proceed.
You know, Roland, we have a real problem with figuring out how do we collectively advance our people. And a portion of that problem is that some of us speak so much against Black progress that we don't contribute anything other than that to Black progress, which is not a contribution of any value, to be honest. We have a real opportunity where we can turn things out. And my struggle with all of the people who kick back, and this is for the foundational Black Americans who say that we should not push some of these candidates, you got to get somebody in there to move your agenda. And if you can't convince...
Freeze. Notice that right there, family. Notice that right there. That's that do whatever and just go vote blindly. He's still selling us in 2,000 plus to go vote blindly. That's still that vote blind talk. He said, we still got to get somebody in there now. Something better than nothing, y'all. If we just go and we go vote for no reason, they don't provide nothing for us, but we just do it anyway. Where's the feels are better? They all about feeling better. And what makes them feel better? Being next to Massa. Okay, so they're trying to get us to go vote blindly. And when we decide that we ain't going to vote blindly, when we say it's reparations, tangibles, or nothing at all, they get upset. And that's what they're doing. And let me say right here, family, right now, right here, fair use. Right there, it's fair use, family. All of this is commentary. All of this is for educational purposes. Fair use across the board. All this is the whole episode. Yes, indeed, fair use. So when you start talking, family, about these people, notice how he tells us to go vote blindly and don't expect anything. And who do they call out? The foundational Black Americans. Y'all notice they don't be out here calling out the American Democrats of slavery. They don't call them out. No. They always call out foundational Black Americans because everyone knows that we are the real grassroots, not the grassroots imposters. Everybody else is really just trying to look like they FBA, but they can't be FBA because they can't see FBA. We just too real like that. So they come after foundational Black Americans, try to get us to go vote blindly. And when we don't, they start getting upset like that.
Which is not a contribution of any value, to be honest. We have a real opportunity where we can turn things out. And my struggle with all of the people who kick back, and this is for the foundational Black Americans who say that we should not push some of these candidates. you got to get somebody in there to move your agenda.
Yep.
And if you can't convince people that your agenda is important, you got to build a bridge big enough, a boat big enough that you can cross the river of struggle. Because Black folk tired of struggling. They tired of sitting in conditions and communities that are not working. And the way that we advance that is by putting people who share the majority of our views in office so that we can get things done. And then if those people are not doing what we want, we don't put them there again.
Freeze. Notice he said, our job is to put them in there if they agree on everything that we support. They don't agree on anything. They're not for foundational Black Americans getting an anti-Black hate crime bill. They're not for reparations. I don't know what world, or I do, they live in COON world, okay, where there's no logic at all. You ain't got to make no sense. He's sitting here saying that by his logic, this is this person's political approach, family. Let's break this down to the T, to the morsel. This person right here, his political approach is we have to just vote blindly, get somebody in there, and then what he said? He said, hold them accountable after the election. How many after the elections do y'all got? Because y'all been holding folks non-accountable after every election. All that is an IOU. Anytime somebody says hold them accountable after the election, family, they're really just telling you an IOU. That's all it means, family. It's basically just saying, put them in office. They'll come up with a million different excuses why they ain't got to do it. You're talking about a Democratic Party that literally, family, will have control over every aspect of the government, still can't do something. All that is just to get us to vote so they can push us over until the next excuse. And then there'll be another excuse. Barack Obama had excuses. Bill Clinton had excuses. Joe Biden had excuses. Kamala Harris. We sat back and called out all the excuses. Family, do y'all know I went down my timeline on Twitter and I went down a bunch of other foundational Black American timelines. I went all the way back until 2019 and 2020, family. And every single thing we said was going to happen ended up happening. We said that they was going to throw us out. We said they weren't going to do nothing. We said they was going to be hush-hush with all that after the election stuff. And what happened? After the election, they didn't do nothing. All that is so they can buy another day, so they can buy another excuse. And what they're upset about is that we are done with that IOU. We're done with that. We'll just wait tomorrow. Right now, what we saying, family, is we want it today. Why wait? Nobody else has to wait. Did Joe Biden make those other groups wait when he was passing all those laws? Did Joe Biden make those other groups wait when he was passing all those laws? What about when they jump on planes, fly over to other countries, and just throw money out? What about what's going on right now in the Middle East? You got two groups going at it. He said, I'm going to give you $100 billion, and I'm going to go take a nap and fall asleep or fall up the stairs. So when you start talking about falling up the stairs, taking a nap, everything other than giving foundational Black Americans what we deserve, you ain't got to wait. You ain't got to wait. And what we've been doing, family, we've been cleaning house. We've been getting rid of every old misnomer and myth that the older generation, people like these two sold us. And we're saying we want it all and we want it right goddamn now. Why? It's because we're foundational Black Americans and we said so. Listen to more of these outdated, old-ass excuses. And unfortunately for him and his wide-ass forehead, foundational Black Americans ain't going for the lies.
But I didn't see many people that were running for the U.S. Senate last year that had a majority Black staff, that paid majority of Black people with the resources that they raised, $1.3 million, that kept reparations as a part of their platform. And I still was not getting the support of those people. So it's almost like when you're Black and you're running, are you ever good enough for Black people sometimes? Because you say, I'm not going to vote for them just because they're Black. When they're Black and they got a college degree and a PhD, you got a problem with that. When they're Black and they are activists and they are advocates, you got a problem with that. The question is the white man's ice cold?
Freeze. Notice, family, this is what they do. They start trying to paint it like it's us. Y'all notice that it's an us thing? Every single thing that he tried to say to us, we could apply to them tenfold. He ain't got no problem for the domicile. Did y'all hear him say anything about the Democrats? Did he say anything about 60 years of benign neglect policies? Did he? Or he talking about, is the white man ice colder? No. You are tap dancing. It ain't about the W's ice being colder with us. It's about his ice being colder with you. So it's his damn deep freezer. So it's his refrigerator. So it's his cooler. Everything he does is more special to you, not us. So this is what they try to do, family. They try to take all of their coonery, their sambolery, and then they try to place it on the backs of us. But we ain't having that. In his head, Roland Martin thinks that he's Malcolm X. He thinks he's Martin Luther King. He thinks he's the Black Panther Party, all of the above. In our head, And in reality, we know he's just another tap dancer. And this is what we talk about. They never say nothing about the dominant society. He had ample amount of time to easily say, you know what? Maybe foundational Black Americans feel this way because of benign neglect. Maybe foundational Black Americans feel this way because we have been watching all of these other groups succeed by doing nothing. Maybe foundational Black Americans have a right to every single thing they're saying, and maybe it's not really them, it's us. But y'all know the way the game is played. The game is played simply, family. It isn't about what the dominant society is doing. Their problem is us. Why is their problem us? Their problem is us, family, because we are not following suit. We're not doing what they want us to do. We're not following the way they're trying to tell us to follow the game. And that is the main part of all of this. So it shows you. Would they be mad, family, if we didn't have the power we have? Would they? They wouldn't be mad right now, would they? If foundational Black Americans did not have the power that foundational Black Americans have, they wouldn't be upset. They wouldn't be sitting there throwing no temper tantrum. They wouldn't be sitting there angry as hell, and they wouldn't be sitting there calling us all types of names. In reality, dude talking right there, just mad because his little election, flat. Roland Martin show, flat. And foundational Black Americans are in the position where we can sit back and laugh at them. And they don't like that at all. And you know what? That's a good goddamn thing. When they mad, we winning. And whenever they grinning, it ain't right. So guess what, family? As we say, we done did a whole role reversal and they have to deal with us. We don't have to deal with them. It is a new era. That was then. This right here, family, is them getting upset to a further degree. Now, the same foundational Black Americans that they had all them problems with, the same foundational Black Americans that he was so angry with, he got to come to us and ask us, can we please donate some money? Because if we don't donate no money to Roland Martin's show, guess what, family? He gonna have to cut some segments. Before I play this right here, if Roland Martin had to cut some segments to his show, family, if Roland Martin could not provide his tap dancing entertainment, if Roland Martin could not broadcast live every week on his channel that gets no engagement views, would y'all be upset? That's my question to the certified Black society. I just want to know, would y'all be upset if Roly-Poly Martin would not have a show to air and he had to do some cutting back? Would y'all be upset? Because, you know, I got my personal feelings about it, and I'm sure that it matches up with y'all. I'm sure y'all say, who give a damn? Hell to the no, we don't care. We gonna sit back and watch Roland Martin sweat. The chicken grease gonna pour all down his face, and we gonna sit back and see him having his coon feels. You definitely right. We don't give a damn. Nope. And that's what it is. I'm telling you, our victories look different because we different. Our victories shine in a whole different way. That's why, because foundational Black Americans move at our own accord. We ain't got to worry about nobody. So he's sitting there asking us, begging us. He's trying to get us to, follow suit, trying to get some donations. And he was just the one saying, y'all is fools because y'all don't want to help me get new value meals from McDonald's. Well, guess what? You and them goddamn value meals from McDonald's going to have to bow the fuck down. Watch Roly-Poly sit here, family, and give a whole explanation on why he cannot get what he wants from us and he needs money. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Watch this play all the way out, fam.
Put shows on hiatus or cancel shows. But let me be perfectly clear, and I got no problem telling you this here. That's a possibility that I may have to cancel 3 or 4 of those shows to knock off about $80,000 to $90,000 in expenses. And so if money is not there, it leads to cuts. It's as simple as that. So we don't want to have to do that, but that's a real possibility. So your support matters. And so please send your check and money order to P.O. Box 57196, Washington, D.C. 20037-0196. Cash App, $RM Unfiltered, PayPal, R Martin Unfiltered. I don't want to.
Damn. That man needed it all. Y'all seen that? That man said, if y'all can send me some food stamps, I would accept them. If you can write me a note so I can have a pass when I go talk to Zaddy tonight. That man is upset. He needs it all, family. Why is that? Why you so mad, Roly-Poly? Why you so mad? We're trying to figure that out. I thought, Roly-Poly, that foundational Black Americans was fools. I thought foundational Black Americans didn't have it correct. You needed to give us a lecture. You needed to tell us everything that we need to know. It looked like you need foundational Black Americans and we don't need you. Did y'all see that man begging? Did y'all see that man got so many different apps every which way? He said Cash App, Vimo. That man want the Western Union. That man said you can Western Union me as well and I'll take anything. He's basically saying he'll take anything you give. That's what it is. He will take anything that you provide for him. He will take anything that you hand him over. That man shook, y'all. That man shook to a degree that ain't nobody seen before, family. That's a whole nother level of being shook. Why? Because he done came around against the Black grassroots, and you never win when you come against the Black grassroots. All we do is win, and all they do is have those temper tantrums and breakdowns. We don't give a damn. Like y'all say, foundational Black Americans, FBA all goddamn day, certified all the time, and people like Roly Poly just have to deal with it. So as we move through this process, and you see one side of rolling, sitting there getting mad at elections, cussing people out, getting angry, having all these disputes. And then you turn around and you see Rolly say, can y'all give me some money? You feel me? That dashiki done got real tied up and tangled and twisted. Now you starting to see the real side, family. Now you starting to see what they really hitting for. That means that this election's got them all scared. And if you're looking at all the polling results, family, you're looking at everything out there, we're starting to see the effect. All right. This election is different than every other election. Why? It's because this is the election where we are fully on game and on code. You can have anybody else that ain't on code and they could be running whatever gambit they're trying to run. We done pushed everybody out the side. Okay. So when you see Roly Poly running around dressing like this right here, he wasn't dressing like that a couple minutes ago, family. He didn't even know what to do. He couldn't even find his dashiki. He was searching for his dashiki, couldn't get it. His dashiki was missing in action. He was smiling. Every picture you see of Roland Martin smiling, family, guarantee you that's from a few years ago. Everyone where you see him mad right now, saying that he's going to have to cut his show, that's today. That's today. And it's all because of us. That's why Roly Poly is shook in the game. Foundational Black Americans, we got him throwing that all over the place. You feel me? Zaddy got him pissed off right now. We got him pissed off right now, and he can't do nothing about it but deal with it. And we are in the process of making everybody deal with it. Either you're going to come at foundational Black Americans correct, or you ain't going to come at all. And if you do come around, we're going to make you go home. And that's what Rolly's having to do right now. He got to go home. He can't stay. You feel me? What you say, man? You can't stay up in here. Nah, it's too real in the field, and foundational Black Americans got that on lock. So notice how, as they were trying to sell us every single thing that's old and outdated, right? Man, what y'all can do is y'all can go down and vote blindly, hold them accountable after election. Can we all get along? They go low, we go high. We all friends. We all the world. Peace, peace, peace. Love, love, love. Nothing for y'all. We've been saying, fuck that, fuck that, fuck that. And he said, well, the Democratic Party, they're going to give y'all reparations, but the Republicans ain't going to give y'all shit. That's what he said. That's his words. That ain't mine, okay? He said that in between a Big Mac and a Whopper, all right? So in between that Big Mac and Whopper, he forgot to mention this right here. And this is something nobody wants to talk about. Y'all see that right there? Do y'all see that right there? Nobody wants to talk about how the Democratic Party came out and openly said that they do not support any form of reparations. Right then and there. It ain't hard to tell. It's easy to tell. The Democratic Party does not at all actively support reparations. They threw that on there real quick, family. A lot of people missed that. A lot of people didn't catch it when it came through, but everybody in the Black grassroots, we did. So when you see them make all these excuses and they start saying things like, well, you know, I do support reparations in the form of this, in the form of that, we know that they was fronting. We know they was telling a lie. They was telling the tale all the way, fair. We see that the Democratic Party ain't never supported reparations. And they thought they was going to slide that on their website real fast, quick, in a hurry, and we wasn't going to catch it, but we did. We did, because we catch everything. And now that we notice that they do not at all support reparations, that ain't nothing more, family, than what we've been saying. It's just on documentation. It's just on documentation. We already knew that. That wasn't nothing we ain't know. But right here, we point to that. And you notice Roly Poly ain't said nothing about that, right? None of these Democratic shields said anything about that. They left that all out. That's all conspicuous by its own absence. They've left all of that on the table. Nobody is mentioning how the Democratic Party does not support reparations. And that right there is the reason why the Democratic Party will not get foundational Black American vote. We ain't playing with these people. We ain't playing. You're not going to run that game on us for 100 years. We're not playing that at all. Nobody's playing that game. If you don't give foundational Black Americans what we deserve, you ain't getting nothing from foundational Black Americans. Point blank, period, bottom line, take it or leave it. And we have let them know that if you are going to go in that direction, then we're going to go in a whole different direction. And that direction is one that serves us and us only. So this is where we are with it. The Democrats have to deal with it. They have to accept it, that if they don't want to give us tangibles, then we're going to go ahead and create our own tangibles. And that's what we've been doing, family. We've been creating our own tangibles. People like Roly Poly been getting ran off the block. You can't find them. They're gone. Why have they been getting ran off the block and they're gone? It's because we know that waiting for this Democratic Party is going to be a lifelong thing. It's going to be something that takes for years. While they run around and they give us nothing, everybody else is getting something. You talk about super PACs. You talk about political, avenues and political adventures. Look at this right here, family. Everybody saw the top picture. A lot of people never seen the second picture that followed it. Look at the one at the bottom, okay? I want everybody to see that picture right there at the bottom. That picture at the bottom, they've been hiding. You got to find that. Look at how he's out there actively promoting other groups' agendas, all right? They're holding up the Asian and Latino coalition. Now, notice it's all get along. It's we all minorities. We all friends whenever someone is trying to eat off of our plate. But whenever it's foundational Black Americans getting in on tangibles, they ain't got nothing about Black on that. They ain't got nothing about Black folks or FBA. If it's a crime that's committed, if it's someone gets harmed, if it's something that happens to their community, then all of a sudden they come around. I'm talking about all these POC groups, family. They'll come around us real fast whenever it's something that they can benefit from. But do you notice there ain't nothing about foundational Black Americans there? These folks get together behind the scenes and they get their own little coalitions and super PACs and they exclude foundational Black Americans from all of them. That's what they do, family. And nobody calls that out other than us. And what do you see right there? You see Jimmy Crow Joe right there at the bottom, flexing that, holding that up. That's how he really feels. That's his real initiative. That's the mentality that he's on when it comes to us. It's leave foundational Black Americans out of everything until it's time to steal from foundational Black Americans. And we've been represented to the fullest. And family, y'all know we got some real receipts. So let's get to it. It is receipt time. Smash that like button every day, all day. We're going to get to the work. So if anybody really wants to know the way they really feel about foundational Black Americans, it's as simple as tapping into the Black Alpha Network. Smash that like button, family. We about to go to work. Salute to everybody. Black grassroots is in the building. FBA all day. We're going to let the whole world know that when it comes to us, we are over here on our own. So nobody's going to be out here trying to play us to where we got to be on our own 24/7. And then we start moving as our own group. Then they get mad. You can't sit there and put foundational Black Americans over here, exclude us from everything. Simple, basic human rights y'all don't want to give us. But then when we move as our own unit, then you want to say be friendly. The games, the hustle, and the cons are over. We're going to move as foundational Black Americans, and we don't need nobody. We're going to do it all by our goddamn self, for ourselves, because that's the way it is intended to be, and that's the way we like it, family. Look at this right here. I want y'all to see this video. This is a Black Alpha Network exclusive. Y'all are going to see how the Biden administration, the United States government, and years of benign neglect policies truly feel about us. This is foundational Black Americans being under assault. And I want everybody to know this right now. I want y'all to understand, when you start talking about this term, immigration, because the main thing they want to do is they want to bring in all of these people from all of these different places. They want to make immigrant the new Black. Notice how you saw those two tethers of color holding up that picture together. Y'all seen that, right? What they're trying to do is create a community. They want immigrants to not being people from here, people from there, people from there. They want immigrants to get on the same page. They want immigrants to identify as immigrants. You're not seeing the term people of color no more. We cancel that. You're not seeing the term minority anymore. We cancel that. Buyout. You're not seeing that no more. We cancel that. So what do they do, family, when we have canceled the term minority and POC, those all collective terms? They say, okay, we're going to make immigrant the new POC. We're going to make immigrant the new minority, the new can't we all get along, the new collective term. They are trying to make immigrant the new Black. And that also allows the dominant society to get in on the term. So now you can have those $5 Indians, those $5 FBAs. Watch it, family. This is the new wave that it's on. And we in the Black grassroots are the ones calling it out to the utmost. We thorough like that. So if you're noticing, you're seeing people that come from different places, different homelands, don't even get along with each other. But the one thing they all have in common is anti-Black American hatred. So when you have anti-foundational Black American hatred, and we've canceled all these terms that are collective, we've gotten rid of them, we've identified and delineated and separated to the point you can only address us as who we are, that's FBA. What do they do now? They say, okay, we're going to take this term that's been around for a long time, and we're going to turn it into a collective word. But we can leave out FBA because we are indigenous. So you have the indigenous and then you have the immigrant. So now you're starting to see this hustle, this play in this con game where they're trying to make foundational Black Americans be over here. And then they're trying to say, well, everybody else is immigrant and everybody else is immigration. They're trying to make immigrant the new Black. Watch this, family. You're going to see how Joe Biden has been one of these supremacists that loves this type of play. And his version of supremacy is something that goes along with it. We've been calling it out. Now we watching it. Immigration did not build this nation.
And you ain't Black.
They are the future of America.
And you ain't Black.
This is a nation of immigrants. That's who we are. That's why we're who we are. That's what makes us different, and we should invest in it.
And you ain't Black.
The reason we're the country we are is because of immigration.
And you ain't Black.
Public school students who are Latino, 28%. You're all going to own the country, man. We better darn well make sure they have every opportunity they have.
And you ain't Black.
And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
And you ain't Black.
And alongside our partners, the Blue Pacific, we're increasing our climate assistance, including more than $20 million for new investments to prepare for climate and natural hazards. Second point I'd like to make is economic development. Strong growth begins with a strong infrastructure. So today, I'm pleased to announce we're working with Congress to invest $40 billion in our Pacific Islands Infrastructure Initiative. We call it the PI anyway. It doesn't matter what we call it, but that's what it is. I was going to get back to acronyms, and I'm going to withstand not doing that. Including investments in digital connectivity through the Partnership for Global Infrastructure Investment. We're also working to launch a new microfinance facility in the Pacific to expand access to finances for small business. We realize how difficult it is and how important it is. And we have signed a new 10-year, $600 million agreement to support the sustainable development of the Pacific Island fisheries, as I pledged to you last year.
And you ain't Black.
We immediately surged to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come.
And you ain't Black. And you ain't Black. And you ain't Black.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people.
G-check, G-check, G-check. That right there, that immigrant policy, family, right there, all in one, all the way across the board. That is an immigrant is the new Black policy that the Democrats are going to be the main ones to facilitate. Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, all of our master teachers have told us this for a long time. As a matter of fact, y'all see a lot of the master teachers I have right here on it. They have told us what was going to happen, and we see it already playing out. So when you start seeing, oh, you ain't Black, and all that type of nonsense that he was trying to push on us, family, that right there is a microcosm of exactly the same type of anti-Black racism that the Democratic Party has facilitated. So when you start seeing people like Roly Poly or Vanessa Jones, and they come around here and they try to wag their finger and try to lecture us on who we should vote for, doesn't that right there, family, tell us the type of time they're on and what we should not be doing? Exactly. It tells us what we should not do, because those are the people that they're going to try to bring in. And those are the people that you're seeing. And family, I'm going to say this real clear. We're going to look back on this era right now, about 10 to 15 years, and you're going to find out that these immigrant numbers that they have, family, are through the roof. These immigrant numbers are nowhere near what we're hearing. I'm hearing about brothers and sisters in Texas. I'm hearing about brothers and sisters on the West Coast. I'm hearing brothers and sisters in New York and Chicago, all the way across the country. And they're telling you that the immigrant numbers are severely undercounted. All right. They're trying to say, well, 2 million people came in. I'm hearing it's more like 10. All right. They're saying, well, 20 million. No, I'm hearing it's more like 40 million. And we're sitting back watching in real time these numbers go through, because they want to bring in, what's the number one thing you have to do during an erasure? You have to have an immigrant thing. That's why every single war that's been going on, they've been looking and saying, we need you, and you to come in. And the Democratic Party are the main ones who facilitate it. This is why we have to vote for closed border candidates. I don't give a damn if somebody is sitting here saying they want anything with the borders open. I don't care if they start tap dancing and saying, well, you know, we and this and that. If they're not saying clearly close borders, then we're going to have to not vote for them. Period, point blank, because we're in the era, family. We can't continue to go down this road. We cannot continue to go down the road of this open borders policy. The open borders, family, is going to be way more detrimental than anybody thinks. We all know what they're doing. From hip hop music, politics, society, they are trying to bring in all of these other groups so they can try to erase foundational Black American culture. They're not just doing this for fun. It ain't for play. It's something that they've been working on for a long time. You got two types of supremacists, fam. You got the one supremacist who represents the Mayo side, and he says, let's bring in some folks from everywhere else. They're easier to deal with. We can just rock with them. Then you got the other one from the Miracle Whip side, and he's saying, I don't want nobody in. So you're seeing this Republican, Democrat back and forth thing, and it all centers around immigration. Immigration is the key point in terms of our foundational Black American history and culture, all right? They want to take everything that we're doing, and they're doing it live in real time. We're sitting back and watching it. Family, look at what they're doing. Everybody knows foundational Black Americans created hip hop. And right in front of us in real time, we are grown, intelligent Black men and women, and they trying to tell us somebody else created our culture. You know, when you trying to tell somebody that someone else created their culture, that your ass is desperate. And then that's what they're doing. And what do? They go around and they find all of these recruits that will sit back and play along because they breaking them all off. We see Fat Joe all of a sudden. Fat Joe is a D- rapper, all right? He's really an F, all right? Fat Joe, in the last month, he's been seen with the vice president. You've seen him with the ex-president. Fat Joe has a shoe deal. Think about all the foundational Black Americans out there that ain't got no type of endorsements. Fat Joe has a shoe deal. Police, Snoop Dogg, all these FBI, Ice Cube, you name them. Fat Joe has a shoe deal. And not only does he have one, you seeing him hanging out with Kamala Harris. He's trying to give her the shoes, Bill Clinton, all these people. How did Fat Joe go from somebody who was just in jail? Mind you, Fat Joe is a convict. Fat Joe did not pay his taxes a few years ago, and Fat Joe was in prison. He's having more success as a sellout, as someone trying to erase foundational Black American culture than he ever did as a rapper. So you see the bag is involved. There's a big break off for all of these people. So you're seeing him get the bag. You're seeing Busta Rhymes. They're giving these folks Lifetime Achievement Awards. What Lifetime Achievement Award does Busta Rhymes get? For what? If I was giving out Lifetime Achievement Awards for people who've been cosplaying FBA, trust me, he'd be on top of my list. What has Busta Rhymes ever done that he deserves a foundational Black American award? Let's get that right, all right? Because when you start talking about hip hop and you start talking about lifetime achievement, you're talking about the culture that created it. How does Busta Rhymes get that? And not to mention, I just seen Fat Joe, no lie. I seen Fat Joe the other day, family. He was talking with the people from the damn WNBA. He was talking about the WNBA, family. No lie. He didn't even know the people's names. He was sitting there saying, yeah, old girl was, man, she was really good now. Yeah, I like what she had did. He didn't even know who she was. He didn't even know who she was. Why didn't he know who she was? Because he wasn't there for that. All they was trying to do was give him a position that he could come in and try to cosplay foundational Black Americans. You seeing Fat Joe everywhere. And Fat Joe is another cosplayer of foundational Black American culture. Y'all seen that that DJ dude, DJ Colazzo or whatever the hell his name is. He came out just the other day and said that he's getting paid. So there is a bag involved for all of these people. That's why all of these people out here who are saying that they're immigrants and they're this, that, and the other thing, these are folks trying to take foundational Black American culture and get in on it. But the plans and the roots have been seeded in this in a long time, family. And how do you know it? Watch Joe Biden right here, family, break down exactly the way that they want to play the game. Check this out. You're going to see, family, these people, when it comes to foundational Black Americans, these folks are very, very, very anti-FBA, and they've been planning it for a long time.
Not only our Muslim communities, but African communities, Asian communities, Hispanic communities, and the wave still continues. It's not going to stop, nor should we want it to stop. And as a matter of fact, it's one of the things I think we can be most proud of. An unrelenting stream of immigration, nonstop. Folks like me who are Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. Fewer than 50% of the people in America from then and on will be white European stock. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
Freeze.
Not only our
Watch
Muslim
this
community,
again.
but African community.
Watch what he says, family. He names everybody. Now, mind you, look at that right there. That's Joe Biden years ago. Around the same time, he was pushing the hate crime bill, or shall I say the lock every black person up bill, going back to his crime bill that he wrote. That's how he was talking about us with a crime bill. Look how he's talking about immigration back then. When it comes to immigration, watch what they're doing, family. He names every single group that you can think of, skips over foundational Black Americans. As a matter of fact, when he starts speaking right here, he literally mentions every single community and does not bring us up. He talks about the W community. He starts talking about everybody else from the East, people who came in from the West, and people who come in from the Southern border. He does not mention foundational Black Americans at all in here. This was their 50, 60-year plan, is to bring all these other people in and to push them above us. Watch the way he says it. Look at the graphics, family, and watch the way they're trying to slide it. This is how they play it.
Communities, Asian communities, Hispanic communities, and the wave still continues. It's not going to stop, nor should we want it to stop.
He said it ain't going to stop, nor should we want it to stop.
As a matter of fact, it's one of the things I think we can be most proud of, an unrelenting stream of immigration.
An unrelenting stream of immigration. That ain't somebody who's planning on closing no borders. That's somebody who is here to let this fester get bigger and bigger and bigger until we are pushed out completely. Watch the way it goes, and I got receipts on top of this.
Nonstop. Folks like me who are Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. Fewer than 50% of the people in America from then and on will be white European stock. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
That's not a bad thing. That is the source of our strength. You know why he says it's the source of their strength, family? Because they understand that all the people they were talking about bringing in, those people are easy to deal with. Those folks are coming over here so they can have proximity to the dominant society. What I always say, fam, you cannot speak of immigration without talking about proximity. Immigration is based on proximity. These people want to come into the United States of America and they want to be next to Karen and Ken. We can play these games. Everybody can act like that ain't the case. That is absolutely the case, fam. These folks want to come over here, replace us, be next to the dominant society, and just have a nice little great life. Tap dancing for massa. They're bringing them in from everywhere. And we all know it. We've been watching it happen in real time. And foundational Black Americans are the only ones calling it out. You notice how, family, they sell us on immigration, but you notice how they never talk about who's actually affected the most by immigration, illegal immigration. Because mind you, you're dealing with both. You're dealing with people who come to this country legally and they are anti-Black. And then you're dealing with people who come to this country illegally and they're anti-Black. So FBA is getting bad on both sides. And then you're dealing with the dominant society, whether that be the Democrats and particularly the Republicans. The Republicans want to build the wall and the Democrats saying, no. Keep that wall open. And they're giving us lip service. They don't really want to go down that line. So foundational Black America has been calling out every single week, family. How many times have y'all seen on y'all timeline new videos of Black Americans being pushed out of where they're from? It's happening every single day. You ain't gonna see Roland talk about this. You ain't gonna see Van Nesta Jones, broken book Kari sellers. They ain't talking about this on CNN, MSNBC. It's all about the Black grassroots. I'm telling y'all, we are the last line. If the Black grassroots does not hold things down, things is gonna go bad. That's why we rejoice. That's why we take, a lot of pride in running Roland Martin off the block or rolling him off the block. That's why we take a lot of pride in breaking down the Democratic Party. That's why we say it's no tangibles, no reparations, no Democrats, no vote. They know goddamn well what's happening. Family, these people are number crunchers. Everybody knows the statistics. How do we know the statistics, but they don't? Think about that real quick, family. How do we see these videos and they don't? How do we know that they're moving into our communities, stopping little kids from playing football? The same Black kids, they say, is your dad at home? Is your mom on drugs? Why'd you grow up to be a thug, Marquise? But you ain't talking about how he's been a young boy who's got a dream of being in the NFL and taking care of his mama, but you taking him out so Julio can come into this country. You ain't mentioning that, though. And yet Roland Martin's telling us to vote blindly. And whoever that dude was in Louisiana with the big ass forehead, he's saying the same exact thing. They never mention any of that because it's been a big secret. We the only ones out here really holding it down, really bringing light to this. That's why I say it's all about us, certified Black society. If they're going to make us operate on this level, then we're going to operate however the hell we want to. This is the new time, a new era, and a new day, and it all revolves around us. And we say that with no exceptions, and I take pride in it, and I'm sure the family does too. Damn, we got 530 people. Smash that like button. We moving every week. So let everybody know that in this election right here, this is the one. Trust me, this election right here is what it is. We was building momentum the last time. This time, it's over. They can have their fake little reparations marches. They can have their little tether conventions. They can have their Democratic conventions. They're going to all have to see with us and deal with us because foundational Black Americans ain't going nowhere. We started this country, family, and we going to own this country every single day, 24/7, 365. Watch this. This is even more exclusive. Black Alpha Network, certified, smash that like button, foundational Black Americans. We're going to show everybody how they're trying to put immigrants above us, trying to move us out, how we have evidence. We have it clearly. We got receipts, spoilers, and invoices. And if you watch this, you will be left with one thing and one thing for certain, is that they are trying to erase and replace us, but us in the Black grassroots are not going to allow it to happen. It started with us. It's going to end with us. Check this.
To make sure that we do this, we actually deal with the immigration system in a humane way, in a way that is that actually deals with what we're seeing at the border, and that's why you've seen the parolee program be so successful. It has when it comes to illegal migration, you've seen it come down by more than 90%. When it comes to illegal migration, you've seen it come down by more than 90%.
Look at this, family. Does that look like immigration coming down at 90%? This is what's happening at the border. The cameras is rolling. These folks got a ladder and a 6-pack of beer. You mean to tell me the United States government can't stop this? The same United States government, family, that got hundreds of billions of dollars for everybody else. The same United States government that hands out money like candy bars, receipts, stimulus packets, but they can't stop that. If you wanted to, you would. Why don't you want to stop that? Because you know that those people coming over here have anti-foundational Black American sentiments, and you want to use them to replace us. And the more we keep holding it down, the more them you have to bring in. I'm telling you, we're going to check the records years from now, and you're going to find out, family, that it was millions. They are going over the wall, as in the last video, and they're going under the wall, as in this video. They are literally digging their way. And you mean to tell me that Joe Biden and the Democratic Party are trying to tell us that immigration is down 90%? In reality, it's up 90% in every single statistical category, statistical average, including people who are Black grassroots on the ground. They are showing you and telling you, we're going to look back on this thing, family, this erasure that we talk about, and we're going to find out that there were millions of more off the books on top of the millions who are on the books. They know what they're trying. Busting them in. All them people who get dropped off by buses, if you're getting dropped off, you got picked up. They're giving them free rides out here.
Asylum seekers in record numbers from around the world have flooded U.S. Customs and Border Protection. The result, thousands released on the streets of San Diego this past month.
They said asylum seekers from all over the world, okay? They say asylum seekers and we really just say legals, okay? Notice all the new words. Y'all know the dominant society plays on words, family. Y'all know they play on words. They'll just call something that it ain't to make it sound good. They're saying asylum seekers from all over the world are coming in here and being dropped off in the street, family. So you're going all the way from 5-star hotels like we're seeing up in New York, and you're also seeing people just get dropped off in the street. Where in the world are you just dropping somebody off in the street unless it's something that you are very adamant about happening? They're dropping these folks off in the middle of the street in the West Coast. They're busting them, dropping them off in New York. How is somebody coming to the United States of America just being dropped off? But yet the Biden administration is trying to tell us that it's going down 90%. No tangibles, no vote, close the borders, bottom line, point blank, because if this is the way they want to play it, then we're going to play it right along. But only difference is the way we're going to play it is going to be all about us and only us. Notice, family, the highlights that I made to this video. Look at this lady right here, family. However you pronounce her name, Torazakia or whatever. This person right here is an immigrant. She's got a job speaking about bringing other immigrants in. This is what we're saying. And you're going to see everybody they talk to is not only an immigrant, they're an immigrant from a different nation. So now you're starting to see the immigrant coalition that I was just speaking of, because they're trying to make immigrant the new black. They're trying to make immigrant its own group. It used to be a vague group, something soft, something that they didn't really break down. Now they're trying to put that into its own class. They want immigration to be its own class, not a loose term, not something to just, get some sympathy, something that they can actually galvanize behind. So eventually you're going to see an immigrant political party. You're going to see an immigrant political pack. You're already seeing it before with the pictures we just showed you with those two ladies holding that one and Joe Biden with the t-shirt, okay? You're going to eventually start seeing this, and they're going to try to put them in a class, which will be another class that they can try to elevate above foundational black Americans. And we call it out like we call out everything.
We've had 14,000 people come through here since September 13th. Everybody's starving when they come out of Border Patrol custody. So we have that to meet that basic need. We're seeing a lot of families that, a mom that's over here looking for her 18-year-old child.
Releases are
feeding them, family, but yet you got black folks right there in California starving.
They're not isolated events. More than 550 migrants have been left on the streets daily. The majority of the drop-offs happen in San Isidro, bordering Tijuana, but also in Oceanside and El Cajon, California. Numerous organizations and volunteers have rallied around the migrants, providing essentials like food and occasionally temporary housing.
We just want the government to open a window.
Right there. This lady's from Haiti. And she's someone right there speaking. Watch, you're going to see more of this immigrant coalition.
To also welcome and provide resettlement. Every single person you meet here today is a miracle.
But how do the migrants feel?
Being here for me, it's like...
This woman right here is from Africa. No, she's from Central America. Here we go. There's an African.
It means freedom.
90% down.
González. ¿De dónde es? Guatemala, Honduras. Venezuela. Venezuela. From Venezuela. I'm from Venezuela.
Family, I want y'all to notice this right here. Check this out. What do they always tell us? They always tell us, family, that when you start seeing these people, they come here to America so they can have a better life running from their war-torn country, right? Ain't that what they tell us, okay? They tell us that these people have it so bad where they're from. They tell us that they just got to run from their homeland. They say they got to get away from all the war in their homeland, and they got to flee their homeland because of prosecution and all these bad things. Do any of those people right there walking up look like they're running from anything? Or do they look like they're running to America so they can get in on what we created, so they can mooch off of what foundational black Americans built? You're seeing these people. They're like Venezuela, Honduras, Mexico. That's what I'm from. They giving a roll call. We doing FBA roll call. They sitting there doing an immigrant roll call. None of those people look upset. None of them people look bothered. They out there throwing up their hood. They out there representing their city and their town. They sitting there saying, shout out to me. Hey, that's where I'm from. Those people are celebrating where they from. They don't look like anybody who's not proud of where they're from or running from some type of bad thing. Those folks is coming up, smiling, cheesing, and grinning. Why, family? Why they doing that? We know why they're doing that, because family, they happy to be here. So all of that stuff to gain sympathy about they running and they hiding and they got it so bad. If you got it so bad in your homeland, how come these folks are smiling, proudly telling you where they're coming from?
Buenos Aires. ¿De dónde eres? Guatemala, Honduras. Venezuela.
They smiling.
From Venezuela, I'm from Venezuela. ¿De dónde eres? Venezuela.
Venezuela, Honduras. They doing a damn immigrant roll call. These people ain't upset about where they running from. They happy about running to the dominant society. That's what that's all about. That don't look like what they sell us. That don't look like that we are the world. Why can't we feed these folks? No, they throwing up their hood. So that tells you already, family, it's about proximity and being a recruit for the erasure. Biden administration has let 99% of migrants stay in the U.S. since 2021, a congressional report. That's from the New York Post. Okay, that ain't from bumfuck, newspaper. That ain't from Billy Bob edition. That is from the New York Post. The Biden administration has let 99% of migrants stay in the U.S. since 2021, according to a congressional report. And that congressional report is being reported on by the New York Post. This shows you again. Look at this, family. This is the White House. This is their immigration plan. Listen to this. Does this sound like anything that they're planning on stopping? I want y'all to check this out, okay? This is according to the White House. This is their own statements. They say 1,600 additional asylum officers. This is what they want to bring in, asylum officers, okay? Not ICE, not deporting people. They're talking about folks that allow you to stay. They want to bring in 1,600 more asylum officers to increase by 2.5 times the number of the personnel that they interview. Family, they're trying to bring in more people that can facilitate bringing these foreigners in. Skip down. 375 new immigration judges. Okay, they want the largest request ever. They want to bring in everybody for the process of immigration cases more quickly to help reduce the case backlog. Family, let me tell you something I noticed. So basically, they want an expedient process. Do you understand that when you start speaking about an expedient process, how many brothers and sisters ever get an expedient process whenever we are falsely charged with something? Never. You can look at the United States military. Black people who go in, a lot of the U.S. vets that go into the VA and they have some type of claim, they have to literally wait. A lot of the brothers and sisters who came home from World War II, a lot of the brothers and sisters who came home from Vietnam, who came home from the Iraq War, both of them, they're still waiting to get their claims heard. No expedient process, complete black law. But what do they want to do, family? They want to bring these people in, put them to the front of the line so they can get them in here quick. They have a process that they're trying to speed up, and we're watching it happen in real time. According to the White House, that on top says White House Gov, meaning this is their own words. We're not making it up. Additional grants to local governments and nonprofits. So they're actually facilitating people to give them some type of benefit for allowing, assisting, and helping bring these people in. These are their words, not mine. They want to bring in these people of nonprofit to support the provision for temporary food, shelter, and other services of their recently released DHS custody. I spoke about this last week. They got this whole thing now, family. It's adopt an immigrant. You literally seen government officials coming out and saying, you need to adopt an immigrant. If you have an extra room, an extra goddamn shed, you got a garage, a goddamn kitchen floor, you got a blow up mattress, a couch, a recliner, we can have a place for these people. Adopt one. Yet you got foundational Black Americans who are homeless. You got any American who is homeless and they are not getting any type of assistance out in the cold, the winter coming. But they want to make sure all of these recruits, all of these illegals are taken care of very, very nicely. And the Biden administration is pushing this forward. This right here, what we're reading, is the documentation and the doctrine of supremacy erasure. Let's make this clear, family. We're not just reading some immigrant plan. We're not just reading something that Roland Martin tells us to go vote blindly for. We're sitting here reading their plan to bring these people in and elevate them above us, and they're writing it down on paper. The problem is back in the old days, they would write this down and folks would look over it. Nowadays, we don't. We see through it. Proceed. They say critical border management activities, including additional temporary holding facilities, they put temporary, and detention beds for fair and fast processing for recent arrivals. There goes fair and fast again. There it goes again, family. So we already have expedient, we have fair, we have fast, but yet none of this applies to Americans. None of it does. This, again, is the type of time, energy, and effort that they're putting into this erasure plan. And you heard Joe Biden say it. He said, we want a non-stop flow of immigration. He also said we need to surge the border. I put both of the videos up with him saying it in real time. And since Joe Biden is 9,337 years old, you know he had a long time to come up with it. Last one. They want expansion of lawful pathways, including efforts to streamline. Damn, they done put expedient, fast, and now streamline. Fuck. Okay, to streamline the processing of eligible refugees and migrants through the Safe Mobile Offices Initiative. Family, they got a whole agenda all the way lined up, and there's more. It don't stop. Check out the next one, family, and you're going to continue to see it. I want y'all to see this. This is what I want the family to really see. Check this out. You're not going to see this anywhere. People are out here trying to hide this, break this down. This is one of the Black Alpha Network exclusives. We've been able to dig, tap in with some people, boots on the ground all the way across the country. And I'm going to read this to you. What you see right there, family, in the top left-hand corner, all right? I want y'all to notice. This right here is them showing you. I said they got record breakers. They got number crunchers. Everybody knows what's going on. These are the statistics that show you that foundational Black Americans are the #1 group affected by illegal immigration and immigration, period. So when these people try to get us to go vote, you're voting for your replacement. Check this out. Latino immigration comes to the U.S. with negative stereotypes of Black Americans, new study shows. That's the top left-hand corner. The very next one, they say Trump meets with victims of crimes by undocumented immigrants. So we see that a lot of folks are out there getting treated this way. The very next one, it says minorities harmed by flood of illegal immigrants. All right. We all know this. They don't talk about it. The very next one, back of the hiring line, the 200-year history of immigration surges, employer bias, and depression of Black wealth. Proceed. The bottom left-hand corner. Fact check. Trump is correct. Black Americans hurt most by illegal immigration. Donald Trump was telling people that this harms foundational Black Americans, and none of these people wanted to talk about it, admit it, but we going to right here. Next one. Illegal immigration hurts African Americans. Next one. Illegal immigration hurts Black Americans the most. Next one. 1 in 8 documented and undocumented immigrants in the U.S. now has a white-collar job. But yet foundational Black Americans are here. And what do they use, family? They talk about our unemployment rate so we can go down and vote for them. Man, we ain't done. We got more receipts. Check this one out. This is really going to get you going, family. We got receipts for days. Check this out. This is the real one. This is the real one. And I got some evidence on top of that because we got boots on the ground everywhere. Listen to this, family. Only 560. Listen, check this out. We working, we building, we working, we shining, we grinding. Smash that like button, family. Only 560, which is 2.9% of America's 9,502 cities are set aside as sanctuary cities for 22 million illegal immigrants. All right. So what that means is out of 560 through 19,000 for 22 million illegal immigrants, only 560 of those cities, they are actually sanctuary cities. All right. So out of 22 million people, there's only 19,000 cities that are sanctuary. Okay. But check this out. Out of those 560 cities, it just so happens to maintain and contain 70% of America's black population. All right. Only 2.9% of America's 19,502 cities are set aside as sanctuary cities for 22 million illegal immigrants. Those 560 cities just happen to contain 70% of America's black population. Hopefully, no one is dumb enough to think that this is an unfortunate coincidence that disproportionately harms black Americans. Checkmate, checkmate, checkmate. Out of 560 cities and 22 million illegal immigrants, they go to cities that are 70% of our population. It ain't no coincidence, family, that only time you see people coming into our communities, it's them. You don't see them going into Chinatown. Y'all seen that? No. You don't see them going to W's. The one time they went up there on the East Coast and they was going to the Hamptons or somewhere, they threw a fit, got them out of there fast. But what do you see? You see Chicago, all right? You see Cincinnati, all right? You see Atlanta. You're starting to see it pop up in Atlanta now. I was just in Atlanta. You see it all the way across the board. So out of 560 sanctuary cities, you're talking about that 70% of the black American population. 70, not 30, not 20, not 25 and a half. You're talking about 70% of our population is being inflicted with 560 sanctuary cities to house 22 million illegals. But yet foundational black Americans are told y'all need to go down there and go vote blue no matter who. Hell no. It ain't time to go vote blue no matter who. It is time to say no tangibles, no reparations, no votes. So let's get this clear, family. You're talking about people who are moving these folks into our communities clearly. And the statistics prove it. If Black Alpha Network got the statistics, so does the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, and everybody knows it. This is something that's being engineered and is being facilitated by the same people that go vote blindly. This is what voting blindly does. Voting blindly gets you a president that is 16,000 years old, okay? It gets you a vice president that only comes out with collard greens and Converse, all right? It gets you people who go vote blindly, and then they do not have any type of tangibles for us. So when we start speaking of tangibles, folks get upset, folks have a temper tantrum, and folks get angry, but it don't matter because those statistics right there prove the point again that foundational black Americans understand what the erasure looks like, and foundational black Americans are on top of it. So you're talking about 560 sanctuary cities, 22 million illegals, and they just so happen to come into areas that maintain and contain 70% of our population. Bullshit, family. It ain't just no accident. We all know what it is. Check this out right here, family. Now you're talking about Ukraine. You talk about money, right? We talk about money that they have for all these different places. Let's talk about the money that they've been given to Ukraine, family. The United States has given Ukraine more than $113 billion in aid since the beginning of the war. And you're talking about a war that's only about 2.5 years old. That is $113 billion. But when we start talking about reparations for 500 years of oppression, suppression, and building this country by scratch, they ain't got no money. They can't find the money. Moving on. Military aid has been nearly $44 billion. Economic aid has been over $60 billion. Emergency funding, $113.4 billion. All right. Loan guarantees, $2 billion. Training, advisory services, and equipment, more than $42 million. Okay. Security assistance has been $46 billion, family. You add that all up, put it in the pot, and you start talking about money that could have been the foundational black Americans in terms of reparations from day one. Once again, not a coincidence, engineered. This is where the reparations money is, and they know it. Everybody knows that illegal immigration hurts foundational black Americans the most. And I want y'all to see this right here. Black immigrants make up 8.7% of the U.S. black population. That share is projected to almost double by the year 2060. I'm telling you, family, they trying to make immigrant the new black. Yes, the hell they are. You're talking about doubling the damn rate of black. That's just black immigrants. And we already know the type of spite, jealousy, envy, and vitriol that they have when they come here. So you're dealing with people who come as POCs and they're anti-black, but yet then you're bringing in people who come over here from Africa and they're anti-black. So you're talking about a coalition of non-foundational black Americans, and all you do when you see the numbers is them going up, up, and up. You don't see it going down. That lady said stopping it by 90%. She's lying because she is a tether. So you have tethers telling FBA what time it is, but yet we look at the numbers and everything they say is not true. We watching it in real time, family. We proceed with facts. And then this right here, 2023 marks the highest level of illegal immigration in U.S. history. That is. And last time I checked, 2023 is here. So you're talking about the highest level, why the Biden administration is telling us that it is at its lowest level. Close the borders, vote for non-open border candidates, tangibles, reparations. That is it. We do that, everything is lovely, and they already know what type of time it is. So we've been watching that very close, and it is all brought to you right there by the Democratic Party, facilitated by Jimmy Crow Joe Biden and Kamala Collard Green Harris. Family, that right there is receipts, invoices, and spoilers all day long. Smash that like button. Black Alpha Network in the building. So fam, y'all know what type of time it is, and everybody sees that we can sit here and we can break it down to the morsel, and yet they try to tell us what we saw, we ain't see. We seen it live, we seen it clear, we watched it happen, we seen the way it went down, and there's nothing that anybody can do that tells us otherwise. So you're seeing all of these people come in here with these anti-black sentiments. You're seeing all these people come here with all this anti-black hatred, and nothing at all is being facilitated towards us. How do foundational Black Americans go around all this? What do foundational Black Americans do? Foundational Black Americans stay on game. We delineate, we separate, and that leads to reparations. Bottom line, point blank. There's nothing else anybody could tell us, family. So when you start speaking about foundationals, you start talking about the games that everybody's trying to play on us, the hustles, the con games. The only way that we come in here, family, and we represent to the fullest, we represent clearly by representing our own. We do not stand, we do not cape. Anybody trying to get you to cape for any political party, those are just people who are trying to run that type of game on us. So as they try to run those type of games on us and they try to bring it down, family, you're seeing more and more people show up, more and more people trying to steal from us, and more people who have their own best interests at play. Dr. Claude Anderson broke this down years ago, and we're continuing to break it down right now. And when you start talking about breaking things down, there's no coincidence, family, that they like to break down barriers. They like to crawl over them, and they like to go ahead and go up underneath them. Family, look at this right here. This is what happens with these folks. This right here is down in Mexico. Look at these folks, family, breaking in the goddamn border, and if you don't stop them, they're going to come anyway. What you see right there, family? What do you see? You already know what type of time it is. You already know what type of time it is. You already know what they're trying to do, family. That right there is your main, typical, same thing that they always try to run, the same game. And we see it live in the living color, and we know exactly what they're trying to do. We know that when it comes to us, things change. We know when times come around, they try to flip-flop. We ain't going for it. More receipts, family, and we already know the type of time that they on, and we already know what they're trying to do. This is what we're talking about. Now, imagine if foundational Black Americans were doing anything of the sort. They wouldn't be going for that now, would they? No, they would not. They'd be trying to do anything they could to stop it. And this is why we continue to delineate, separate from all of those type of people. And this is why we continue to delineate and separate from anyone on that type of time. Now, mind you, family, you see all types of unlawful things go on when you start speaking about these people. You start seeing unlawful things all the way across the board. Things like we say that they would never tolerate from us at all. You would never see anybody being allowed to practice or participate in any of that type of behavior. If it was dealing with foundational Black Americans, you wouldn't see that at all, never of the sort. So when you start speaking of closed border candidates and you start speaking about shutting things down, family, we know that this has been going on for quite some time and we've been seeing it. Look at this right here, family. Trump says he will carry out the largest domestic deportation operation in American history if elected. The question I want to propose to the family, if you start talking about closed borders and you start talking about shutting things down, how do y'all feel about that policy right there? And how do you feel that policy right there benefits foundational Black Americans? I got to know. Because when you start speaking of closed borders, you start speaking about the erasure. I always tell people, it ain't our job at all, to be friends with the Republicans. It ain't our job to be friends with the Democrats. It's our job to use them against each other. And if somebody from this side has a policy that can go against anything that benefits us, what type of time is it? What type of time is it? So when you start speaking about people closing the borders, you start talking about folks shutting things down, you start talking about a deportation process, family, there's only one deportation process that really matters. And that is, as we say, shutting it down, ending birthright citizenship. Because mind you, they bringing in folks here all the damn time. And when they bring these folks over here, family, the first thing they trying to do when they bring him over here, they're trying to make these folks come in and have their own little children so they could sit here. And then next thing you know, these folks are benefiting from, again, what we created, and we will continue to be on them. So when you start talking about closing the borders, you start talking about shutting these borders down, I want to know what the family thinks about this right there, because y'all know FBA, we're going to break down on all sides and we're going to have it nice and clear. How do you feel about this right here, family? I got to know what's on your mind. Do we close the border down? Do we?
Joe Biden has launched an illegal foreign invasion of our country, allowing a record number of illegal aliens to storm across our borders. From all over the world they came. Under Biden's current policies, even though these millions of illegal border crossers have entered the country unlawfully, all of their future children will become automatic U.S. citizens. Can you imagine? They'll be eligible for welfare, taxpayer-funded health care, the right to vote, chain migration, and countless other government benefits, many of which will also profit the illegal alien parents. This policy is a reward for breaking the laws of the United States and is obviously a magnet helping draw the flood of illegals across our borders. They come by the millions and millions and millions. They come from mental institutions. They come from jails, prisoners. Some of the toughest, meanest people you'll ever see. The United States is among the only countries in the world that says that even if neither parent is a citizen nor even lawfully in the country, their future children are automatic citizens the moment the parents trespass onto our soil. As has been laid out by many scholars, this current policy is based on a historical myth and a willful misinterpretation of the law by the open borders advocates. There aren't that many of them around. It's amazing. Who wants this? Who wants to have prisoners coming into our country? Who wants to have people who are very sick coming into our country, people from mental institutions coming into our country? And come they will. They're coming by the thousands, by the tens of thousands. As part of my plan to secure the border on day one of my new term in office, I will sign an executive order making clear to federal agencies that under the correct interpretation of the law, going forward, the future children of illegal aliens will not receive automatic U.S. citizenship. It's things like this that bring millions of people to our country, and they enter our country illegally. My policy will choke off a major incentive for continued illegal immigration, deter more migrants from coming, and encourage many of the aliens Joe Biden has unlawfully let into our country to go back to their home countries. They must go back. Nobody could afford this. Nobody could do this. And even morally, it's so wrong.
Family, 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 family. That is the complete opposite from what the Democrats are selling us. I'm talking about the complete opposite. How y'all feeling? I'm already seeing a lot of folks right there already telling us close those borders. And you can use those two parties against one another. That's what we're here for. That's how you're supposed to play the game, family. That's how you're supposed to do it. That's how you're supposed to rock. That's how you're supposed to get out. So when you have somebody saying that, where I'm talking about closing the borders, and I like one of the points as well about talking about folks who come to this country, and as soon as they get to this country, what they do, family? What's the first thing they do? They drop their kids off, and next thing you know, it's them. Boom. This is the type of thing that foundational Black Americans use as political advantages against the Democratic Party that continuously runs this benign neglect policy on us over and over and over again. Therefore, family, we get stuck in the rut. We get stuck in the rut that we pretty much have been in for the last 60 years. So I believe that a lot of black folks is looking at that type of policy and they saying, shit, we ain't got to be down with this. We ain't got to be all the way down. We ain't got to be best friends. We ain't got to be nothing. There's this notion that every single person that we vote for, that we got to be best friends with. Nah. No. That ain't how it is. It's all about business, never personal. It's all about business, never personal, family. All we got to do as foundational Black Americans is play these folks against each other, and foundational Black Americans will always be good, always be good. So when I start looking at that type of policy, I start looking at that type of instance, I say that could be something that could be advantageous to the family. And a lot of black folks is looking at it from that same aspect, because either you are going to get that type of policy right there where the borders are closed, and you can't have people come to this country overnight, and then out of nowhere when they come to this country, they telling us what to do, or you're going to continue to get things like this right here, family. It don't stop.
One day earlier this week, already crowded facilities are being overwhelmed on Mexico's southern border with Guatemala, and a Mexican train operator has suspended operations, citing deaths, injuries, and from migrants climbing aboard freight cars and getting hurt in the process. And the number of migrants traveling across the region hit record highs this year.
Family, look at that right there. Look at that right. Whoa, no, hell to the no. We got to run that all the way back. We got to double check again on that one all day, every day. Fair use, by the way, fair use. Check this out, family. These folks are coming across the border every way. We've literally seen in this episode, family, every single way you can cross that damn border. You think them folks is coming over here because they care about foundational Black Americans? Do you think these folks is coming across that border because they care about our icons, our legends, and our piece of the pie? We all already know what type of time it is. Look at that right there. Look at that right there, family. This is what they tell us to go vote for blindly. Nah, no. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell, family. That'll have you in a situation that they had us in for 60 years. That'll have us in a situation where they know already what's going to occur. And that's what we were talking about those numbers. Notice they keep them numbers from us. They don't show us those numbers. They keep them numbers low key, because the more those numbers come out, family, you already can tell that foundational Black Americans don't go for it. Foundational Black Americans ain't with it. Foundational Black Americans see it happening all the way across the board. And we got to be careful of a lot of these folks who come over here to our country, especially some of these melanated people. Because when these people come over to our country, you can tell that they try to slide in with us. Anything they do good, they start talking about their homeland. Anything they do wrong, they start saying Black. Look at this right here, family. These are some Uber drivers. And look at all the crimes that they committed. Now, when we sit here and we talk about these Uber drivers, and we sit here and we start talking about how they be, you get this, I'll take you here. What do you want? You mean divisive, where do you want to go? We talk about how they come and they flee and they jockba to the United States of America. And when they get here, they commit crimes. Everybody gets mad at us. Family, the proof is in the pudding and we got facts. Look at all of these Uber drivers who have all been arrested for assaulting females, family. Yes, we're talking about Chicago right here. We're talking about Florida. We're talking about New York City. We're talking about all across the country, these people who've been coming here, committing crimes. And these folks, when they go on the news tonight, family, nobody's going to tell you that these folks are non-FBA. They're not going to bring that up. They're just going to say them as Black folks. So therefore, we're going to have to wear that jacket. That's going to all be based on us. We're going to have to take ownership over something that ain't got a goddamn thing to do with foundational Black Americans. That's why we say the onus is on us to continue to delineate and separate. Look at all them goddamn foreheads, fam. Family, look at all them foreheads. You know not near one of them is a foundational Black American forehead. But I guarantee you, whenever something goes astray, they're going to say, we are Black, brother. They jump from blackness left and right. It's like hopscotch. They know when to jump in. They know when to jump out. And what they're doing right there, family, these people are going to say they're Black. And then now foundational Black Americans are going to have to carry them on our shoulders. Ain't going for it. Ain't happening. No, hell to the no. So we got to be very careful about these people who come over here. And we got to be very careful of, yes, them Mr. Mutombos. When Mr. Mutombo come up in here and he starts committing these crimes, Mr. Mutombo is going to try to act like that's us. That ain't us. Hell to the no. Them Uber drivers coming over here doing all types of reckless stuff, that ain't us. That's them. We ain't on that type of time. but they're going to continue to try to act like they're us because that's their way of getting out of any type of blame for what they're doing. So family, we have to continue to delineate and separate all the way away from these type of people, because we know when they come over here, they come with anti-black sentiments. All of them come over here with anti-black sentiments. It's easy. We know it. All of them, especially a lot of the black ones, because they do not look at us as equal. They only look at foundational black Americans as their friends when foundational black Americans drop their guard. When we don't drop our guard, they don't want nothing to do with us, family. And every single day, you're seeing more and more stuff come out that shows you how these people feel. So you have the people at the border, and then you also have folks who are being flown over here. When the folks get flown over here, they got a whole different demeanor and a whole type of time that they be on when it come to us. Listen to this, family. I seen this come across our board. What's y'all thoughts on this?
We need to discuss the African immigrant to white supremacist pipeline. And it sounds like an oxymoron saying African immigrant white supremacist, but African immigrants, like so many other brown immigrants, are some of the biggest agents of white supremacy. And they don't even realize it because they think white supremacy starts and ends in the West. But the truth is, even before they ever step foot in the West, not only have they been infiltrated with the ideas of white supremacy, but of Black inferiority as well. If you look at so much African media and culture, you'll see that Black people are portrayed through a white supremacist lens that creates a racist caricature of who Black people are in the minds of African people, even before they step foot in the West. It's no coincidence that in so many African movies, when they want to portray a guy as a thug, a bad guy, someone with questionable morality, they lift so much of their mannerisms, of their style, of their way of speaking from Black culture, because that person is supposed to be a caricature of the stereotypical Black thug. Or how about in the music scene, where rap has become popularized in so many different African countries, but there's been so much backlash from African musical traditionalists, not because they're critiquing rap as an art, but because its association with Black people makes it seem less valuable and not welcomed in their society. So if you're an African immigrant with this picture of Black people in your mind, what happens when you immigrate? No, let's...
Family, you already know this is what we've been telling everybody. We've been saying that for years. Everything she said right there is what foundational Black Americans been saying. These folks come over here with an attitude that they are not us, and that's fine because we know that they ain't us. Okay, that forehead tells you they ain't us. But at the end of the day, if it ain't going to be we won, then it needs to be like that all the way across the board. Don't come over here and be Black when it's convenient. Hip hop, flip-flop, twist all over the place, and then try to get in on what we created. We're not going for that, family. That right there is the type of time that they've been on. Everybody knows that they've been on that time. That's why we've been delineating and separating all the way across the board. There ain't nothing else to do, family. There ain't nothing else to do. The way that you get away from this, family, is completely delineating and separating from that type of energy and that type of time. Foundational Black Americans, we know what we're doing. We done did it by ourselves long enough. We don't need any of these people. And we got to be very cautious of that. You got a lot of folks who's coming over here now, fam, and they're pretending that they're here to help us. They're not here to help us. They're coming over here to assimilate to foundational Black American cosplaying, okay? Not our culture. They want to come over here and they want to get in with all the other groups who cosplay us. That's why we got to watch them. Now, when you talk about these folks coming into our communities and you start talking about these folks trying to get in on what we created, everybody knows that it's going on. Check this out right here, family. If this ain't the facts about what's going on in our community, everybody knows what's happening and we're watching it. This is the effect that the Black grassroots has had, that the Black grassroots is letting everybody know. I told you, family, we sweep in this country, we sweep in the world. Everybody knows that they're trying to bring folks into our communities, but it makes it even more clear. We got receipts to prove it and show it, and we do that all the way live.
They have continued to disrespect the Black community by just actually pushing us down a notch and saying, okay, well, we're going to bring all these illegals in, and they have not even put one penny into our tax base. They're getting all sorts of medical services. They're getting housing vouchers immediately just to say, if I'm not hit this country, and the American citizens who are down on their luck are homeless across the country and all the major cities, especially in the Black community. You're talking about 73% of the homeless people here in Chicago are Black, including our veterans. And that's how it is across the country. And so we should be taking care of our own first before we start giving out money to these illegals who have never done anything for this country, nor will they do anything for this country, but to come and to put them in the Black community is a slap in the face, and they've sold the Black people out. They have continued
Gotcha. Got it. Notice, family, that's a slap in the face. And he wasn't telling anybody go vote blue no matter who. He wasn't telling everybody just go vote blindly. He was breaking down the facts of what we talk about. Notice he said the population, family. He spoke about the population in these different communities and how it is roughly foundational Black Americans. I pulled up this receipt earlier. I'm going to pull it up for y'all again so y'all can check this out, fam. Watch this right here. I want y'all to see this. This is what I was speaking of. You can see it even more clear now. Look at the statistics, family. Look at those statistics, fam. That is what we're speaking of right there. Look at that. That shows you what we were speaking about earlier today, fam. These are the statistics of what we were saying, so everybody knows now, all right? Out of 560 sanctuary cities in the United States of America, they contain 70% of Black American culture. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. So what the brother was just saying right there is something that we all know and we all see. They cannot lie to us, fam. We know what type of time it is, and we know how they're trying to bring these people into our community, and we see it on a day-to-day basis. You got brothers and sisters everywhere. You got brothers and sisters all the way across the country, and they've been seeing it. This is not a game. All right, this is not a game. This is the election, as we say, that we got to continuously get rid of this, family. We have to. If foundational Black Americans get on code in this election, it's going to change the history. When we start talking about the future, we start talking about our young folks, we are going to be the example. All right, if Black folks go and they vote blue no matter who blindly, that right there is going to be increased. We're talking about millions of illegals coming in the last 4 years, family. 4 years. That's how many people have come in. Be honest with you, it's only been 3 because the election ain't until this time next year. So you're talking about 50 million folks. They telling you right now, they said, we want 11 million. We want to bring them in however, whenever. Y'all seen all the footage of Schumer. He was out there having a press conference. They had a press conference on a damn Wednesday in broad daylight because the dominant society speaks to each other. They speak in a lot of hidden words, a lot of dog whistles, and they're basically telling each other, we got to bring these people in. We need recruits. You start looking at their population. You start looking about how strong we are. When foundational Black Americans get strong and we get on game and we get on code, they got to bring in these people. Because if they don't, they're going to have to deal with us. And everybody knows that we have been the thorn in their side forever. Why? Because we're the only ones who fight back. Nobody else fights back. All right. So they're looking at it from the aspect that I can bring in Mr. Mutombo, Mr. Jorge, Mr. Muhammad. They're all going to follow suit. Foundational Black Americans, we're going to handle it the way it needs to be handled. So this is why they prefer them over us. Them folks running in saying, Venezuela, Ecuador. What happens when they get here, family? They say, we can't fight with y'all foundational Black Americans. They might send us home. So they already come to this country and they're afraid to do anything. They want to assimilate. They want proximity. And this election right here, oh, we are on game and on code. There hasn't been one damn thing that the dominant society has tried to put on us that has worked. Not one. It ain't been nothing. They've been trying to get foundational Black Americans to fall back. We ain't been falling back. They've been trying to get foundational Black Americans to go along and get along. We ain't been going along to get along. Foundational Black Americans have been out here in these streets really representing and really holding it down. And that is the ultimate game changer across the board. So when we say we got people out there in the streets, boots on the ground, really showing everybody what's really, really genuinely happening, family, check out this video right here. We got some real evidence of some brothers and sisters in the streets really representing. And I want y'all to notice something. Not only are they trying to get foundational Black Americans out the paint in terms of our community, a lot of homeless foundational Black Americans are being affected because they're trying to take foundational Black Americans and kick us out of parks in which we live when we are homeless. I ain't lying. Go down to Skid Row. What happened to Skid Row when Maxine Waters, she told them people, go home. And the lady said, we ain't got no home. So not only are they trying to remove and erase foundational Black Americans who have a place to stay, they're trying to get foundational Black Americans who don't have a place to stay. The erasure is going on all the way across the board, inside and outside, and it's on us and the Black grassroots, foundational Black Americans, and this generation and this coming election to hold it down. They always say this election is the most important. This election is the most important. They say that from the Democratic Shield aspect. But this election is the most important in terms of G-checking and regulating their ass. And we are moving on. We are full speed ahead. We saying everything with our chest, and they know it. That's why they're afraid. Shout out to JoJo. JoJo sent me this earlier today. I want y'all to see this. This was in Atlanta, Georgia. I was just in Atlanta, Georgia over the weekend. This right here are foundational Black Americans and a lot of other people who have been displaced. These are homeless people. So they're trying to take people who have to live outdoors and they're trying to remove them from being outdoors. And they're doing it in the craziest fashion. Family, watch this. You ain't going to believe what you're about to see.
I'm in a homeland security down here in Atlanta, right? So they don't motherfucking, they letting all these goddamn illegal immigrants up in our country to get these resources, but they ain't giving lineage-based reparations to Black Americans. They got all these illegal immigrants coming up in our goddamn city and they giving the funding and the resources You got people sleeping on the street, tax-paying citizens, people that were born in this country, goddamn can't even get the same resources. They got these illegal immigrants coming across the border to take resources. We got homeless people outside in Atlanta that were born in this country. Their ancestors built this country, and we can't get nothing for them. But they'll give it these people that are illegal, come over here, all this shit. They need to go home, build up their homelands. That's what they need to do. Y'all are not wanted in our country, man. Y'all need to go home. Real talk, man. Shit don't make no goddamn sense. Y'all are not wanted here. Because we know what y'all come over here with. Y'all gonna be anti-black. Y'all gonna be anti-black American.
Right there, family. Oh, and it don't stop. It don't stop. We have these reports coming in from all over the country. We got brothers and sisters, boots on the ground everywhere. That's one thing about foundational Black Americans. We all stay tapped in. We all stay on the same page. When we move on the same page, we get out there. That's why I love this generation. I love this era. Smash that like button, y'all. We building, we working, we shining, we grinding. We are all doing our own investigative journalism. We don't need nobody to give us anything. We doing all the work out here in the streets. When we do the work out here in the streets, everything gets done and gets accomplished. We can no longer ever deal with any of these politicians because these folks do not look out for our best interest. It don't take you 600 years to get your answer. One thing about the dominant society, they're going to prove to you very clearly where they stand. One thing about the puppets of the dominant society, they're going to show you very clearly where they stand. All the answers are there. We're not dealing with the phonies. We're not dealing with the frauds. We're not dealing with the Roland Martins. We ain't dealing with any of them. We are operating based on what we see and what we hear, and we don't care what anybody else thinks. No filters, no fucks given. We ain't got one to find one, okay? So everybody's going to have to understand what we say goes, and we moving on that page. So foundational Black Americans, I'm talking about all over the country. We do that FBA roll call, and we start off the show, and we see people from the East Coast, the West Coast, big cities, small town, rural areas. We know that we move on a certain level, and we share notes. We exchange notes so we understand what's really going on in these streets. And it ain't what they tell us. What they tell us is go vote blue no matter who, go vote blindly, hold them accountable after the election. They got all these old, outdated ass butter biscuit terms. We done erased all of that. They want to try to erase us as a lineage, then we're going to erase all their bullshit up front. And that's what we've been doing. We've been erasing everything off top. Foundational Black Americans are moving at a level that's never been seen. I don't care what nobody says. This level has never been seen before. We pushing to a whole nother time frame, family. We done did more in the last 5 years than they done in the last 50. And that's because of us working together. So when brothers and sisters are sharing notes, we're exchanging things, DMs, my DMs be blowing up. And I be having a lot of brothers and sisters that be everywhere tapping in, hit me up saying, hey, bro, this is what's going on right now. Hey, family, check this out. Have you seen this? Keep your eye on that. That's the way we move. And that's what they didn't do in the past. In the past, they said, all right, master, go that way. All right, I'm going. All right, master, go that way. What's the matter, boss? We sick? That type of time. We ain't on that type of time. Hell to the no. Foundational Black Americans are out here working together. That's why I always say, family, we building, we working, we shining, we grinding. And notice every last thing I said right there has we in it because that's the way we move the best, family, as a unit. Check this out.
I'm going to tell y'all like I told them. Don't y'all let them take y'all part from y'all. You know they moving these illegal immigrants up here. Don't let them take y'all part from y'all. I just want to let y'all know that. They bringing them illegal immigrants up in here. They going to try to move y'all out and find a way to not give y'all resources anymore.
I heard that they doing it already.
Yeah, they already doing it. They already doing it.
Go ahead.
Don't let them take y'all park, man. This is y'all park, man. This is all we got.
That's true, bro.
This is all we got. You can't let them take everything. No, we can't let them take the last. So all that being friends and shit, that shit over with. That shit over with. We outside, right? Y'all outside? Yeah. Everybody out here outside?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Well, I'm inside.
It doesn't matter.
We're outside, man. I'm outside ain't home.
Right there, family. Check it out. They're trying to literally move foundational Black Americans who are on the street out of the street. So if you're taking somebody who has a home and you're trying to get rid of them, you take somebody who doesn't have a home, who lives outside, and you're trying to get rid of them, what are you trying to do to those people? Then we got to ask that question, fam. What are you doing to those people? Those people are being erased. You can't call it anything other than that. And anybody who's out here helping facilitate that, you can't call them anything other than an op. These folks are ops. This is op season. We regulating on them. I don't give a damn who you are, what political party, what you've affiliated with, whatever you get on your knees at night and you pray to Massa, we ain't doing none of that. Foundational Black Americans are holding it down. We're not sitting back and watching that. And mind you, fam, as I spoke of earlier, a lot of them people that you see getting pushed out, these are foundational Black American veterans. Then you have people who built this country. So not only, family, you're dealing with the people who built this country and the ancestors and the offspring, you're also dealing with people who have fought for this country. We've done every single thing for this country, and that's the thanks we get. People who come into this country who don't even speak English, people who come to this country with anti-Black sentiment. We've seen all the stories. We've seen all the publications break it down. These folks come here with anti-Black sentiments. They're anti-Black in their homeland. So what you think gonna happen when they come here? They don't respect us. They're not coming here because of Martin Luther King. They're not coming here because of Malcolm X, the Black Panther Party, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks. They don't give a damn about none of that. They're coming over here because they want the resources. They want that money. And they want what we created. And then when you take the dominant society all the way through hip hop, all the way through society, all the way through the political atmosphere, you're dealing with people who are facilitating that. And Joe Biden, the Democrats have openly said it and openly spoke on it. We ain't done, family. We got receipts. Smash that like button. We building, we working. This episode is going to go down in the realms as another classic. That's all we do, family. We stack classics on classics. We break our own goddamn records because that's what foundational Black Americans do. What I say, family, they say that we are the rose that grew from concrete. No. Foundational Black Americans, we the whole goddamn rose garden. We are against all odds, and we're going to continue to be against all odds because that's what we like. We shine the brightest when the lights are the brightest. Watch this right here, family. In Atlanta, Georgia. Watch how when we say they dropping folks off, we done already seen video of them dropping folks off. But what have you not put together is what they've been doing, family, is not just dropping off people from one community. They've been dropping people off from 2 communities, 3 communities, 4 communities. So you're dealing with people who are being dropped off by 7, 8 different communities from 7, 8 different countries, coming from 3 to 4 different continents. And what do they all have in common? All 10, 11, 12s of those different groups of immigrants, they're all coming to one society, and that's ours. So you're taking people from the east, people from the west, and people from the southern borders. You're flying people in, you're letting people dig in, crawl over, and you're giving them money. But when they all get here, the only thing these people have in common is anti-Black racism, and they're all coming to a city near us. Just like the statistics show, just like the facts show. Look at this right here in Atlanta, family. These are people coming in from Africa, and they're being dropped off right in the ATL.
Look at this shit here. That taxi cab right there is just dropped off these African guys. Man, I'm riding around and just seeing this shit in real time. Guys, we're at war. Look at this here. I just seen this taxi cab drop off these African guys. All these damn African guys right here in our community. Africans, guys. Look at them. Look at them right there. Look at them Africans right there. I'm looking at you, bro. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Look at them right there, guys. In our community. Look at them right there. I ain't no punk. Look. Now I'm checking you out, bro. I'm checking. Look at these Africans guys right here. They just dropped these guys off in our community, guys. African guys in our communities. And then when you see the crime rate picks up, it ain't because it's so-called black on black crime. It's these Africans right here. I just seen them. They just been dropped off in our communities, guys. Dropped off. Look at this right here. I've seen police watching these guys just because they're dropping them off in our communities. They just dropping them off in our communities. Look at them. Look at them. Look at these African guys. This is war. Where are the women and the children? Look at this, guys. And at nighttime, what do you think these guys going to do? What do you think they're going to do? We need to stand up. Stop being punks. Stop being so holy and sanctified and precious and all that shit. Because we're at war. Go around, man. Look at this guy right here. Hey, you African, right? Yeah. You're African, right? What African country are you from?
African, yeah.
What's that?
African.
What African country are you from?
America.
Okay. How long have you been here?
Come.
You just got dropped off right here, right?
No, I got it like
You stand right there?
Huh?
You stand right there?
Yeah.
Okay, then. So how long have you been in America?
New York, yeah.
You been in America? So they flew you in?
Small.
Yeah, they flew you in America. Okay, go ahead, man. I'm done. Y'all see what's going on here. And it stands right here. You see what's going on here, guys?
That right there, family, again, shows you that they are bringing in people from anywhere they can find. These people can't even speak English. I mean, what you going to really do in America if you can't speak English? What you really going to do? That guy ain't had no clue where. He couldn't answer the simple question. How is that person going to thrive in society? How is that person going to be able to function in society? He can't even speak English. Forget speaking English. Speaking and understanding the language are two different things. So this man can't even understand English, but yet somehow he's going to thrive. So it makes me wonder again, when you look at that initiative that we read from the White House, and we've seen all the videos of these folks riding around on scooters. We've seen all the videos of these folks having Nikes. We've seen all the videos of them having coats. Who is giving them that? It's for free. So when we talk about reparations for foundational Black Americans, and we start talking about how FBA aren't getting any type of tangibles, doesn't that show you once again, family, that these people are being elevated above us, and not just elevated above us from a simple level? These folks are being elevated above us from all levels. They're getting all types of money. They're getting all types of grants. They're getting all types of benefits just so they can go above foundational Black Americans. And yet you have homeless foundational Black Americans that don't get none of that in return. None of that in return, but they find money for everything. This is what we speak of when we speak about the erasure. It's all in play, family, and we've been watching it. So not only are they giving these folks money in that aspect, I want you to watch this aspect. I told you we had receipts, we had spoilers, and we was going to regulate today. Watch this right here, family. You're seeing this guy says that not only did he come to America, he's about to pull out a card, family, where you can literally see his cash card, where they actually deposit money on his card and facilitate him to live in the United States of America. We got receipts and we got close-ups and we got spoilers because that's all we do. They are in a full erasure. They are in a full replacement, and we are the ones who are going to stop it. Watch this, family. It's all in living color.
We don't have money, so, and they haven't deposited my account. ¿Cuánto te depositaron? El depósito el 7 de enero a 14 de enero, pero no deposita nada. Yeah. So the whole month of January you haven't received anything.
What were they supposed to receive in there?
¿Cuánto es lo que te dan? Es el último pago. ¿Cuánto fue? De 4 el dinero, 3,600 pesos.
3,600 pesos was the last payment I received.
And it
this
goes.
month I haven't received.
Does that go into your bank account?
¿A dónde va? ¿Tienes una cuenta? ¿Una tarjeta? Sí. ¿Tienes?
Oh, let me see. And how much is anything on that card now at all? Any money?
Dinero? No hay dinero. No hay nada. No deposito.
That's it right there. Right there. That's what you deal with when you deal with these people. That right there, family. Paying these folks, reaching into their pockets, giving them all the damn money, letting them have anything they want, because this is how they go and they elevate them above foundational Black Americans, but yet foundational Black Americans can't get any of that. And they tell us, we don't know yet. We can't find the money. Where is the money? What do we do? Matter of fact, what is money? When it comes to foundational Black Americans, they act like they don't even know what money is. Money could be a lot of things. How about a grant? They try to sell us that we need to sit back and take grants. They don't give them people grants. They sit back and tell us, y'all don't need reparations. How about reparations in the form of cash payments 229 years from now? No. How about right goddamn now? They try to tell us, well, how about reparations in the form of a free value meal? No, they didn't get a free value meal. These folks are getting money. So not only are we talking about foreign aid, and these people are getting money in terms of foreign aid, you're seeing these folks getting money right now in terms of being immigrants. So if immigrants who have never even been to America are getting this type of money, but yet foundational Black Americans, they don't even want to look at the aspect of us getting any form of money in terms of reparations, in terms of building this country, then it already shows you the money's been there. The money's always been there. So when these folks say the Republicans ain't going to give you nothing, the Republicans ain't going to do this, neither are the Democrats. They're out here trying to run this game on us, and they will continue to try to run this game on us because at this point, family, that is all they have. They have nothing else working for them other than trying to be two-bit hustlers and trying to shame foundational Black Americans. And speaking of shaming foundational Black Americans, that's something that they've been trying to do for a long time. They've been trying to shame foundational Black Americans into caring about all these other groups, and we just haven't been. I'm telling you, this generation of not giving a damn about anybody else is powerful, family. Look at this article that came out right here. I want y'all to see this. This is about Chicago. Now, mind you, everybody in Chicago knows what they're doing with immigration. And in Chicago, they've been very, very aggressive with their immigration plan. I want everybody to check this out. Check this out right here, family. Black Chicago, let's check our attitude on migrants. This is an article that they put out so they can get foundational Black Americans to be shameful and to basically open up. There's two good things on this, though. They'll sit there and they'll make an article telling us to check our attitudes on immigrants, but that's a good thing because they used to never have to make these articles back in the day. Back in the old days, family, we were so friendly, diddly, widdly that we didn't actually give a damn, so they wouldn't have to write this. The only reason they got to write this right here, right now, is because we ain't been giving a damn, and we have been delineating and separating. That's why. They say, I cringe when I hear Black folks spew anti-immigrant rhetoric. We know what it's like to be otherized and accused of taking something away from another group. Here we go. They're using our situation against us. Watch this. All right, check this out, family. They say, we are a nation of immigrants rings hollow for many Black Americans. Yeah, because we ain't immigrants. That's why. For those of us who descended from enslaved people, the sentiment feels like erasure. They're using all of our words. Listen very carefully. The sentiment feels like erasure of our ancestors who were forcibly labored on plantations. Immigration is foundational to the U.S. Yes, so is slavery. Hold up. Before I proceed, family, this is what we've been saying. Notice how they use all of our terminologies, family. Notice in that very, very brief statement, family, they were already using our terminologies across the board. I want y'all to check this out right here. Watch what she says, fam. They go along and they continue to speak that same rhetoric that foundational Black Americans know is ours. They say descendants of enslaved people, and then they say foundational. They know that foundational and descendants of enslaved people are terms that we put into the lexicon of the United States of America. Point blank, period. There ain't nothing they can say about it. And then they also say, we are a nation of immigrants rings hollow for us. You goddamn right. They say, but the fact doesn't just justify anti-immigrant behavior, which is rising as Chicago's migrant humanitarian crisis shows no signs of slowing down or reaching a permanent solution. There is no humanitarian crisis when you start talking about immigration. How is it a humanitarian issue when these folks are being given money, stimulus, and enclaves? How in the hell can that be humanitarian? That is nothing but a shame word, a let's be friend word, can't we all get along word, and that type of stuff does not rock with us. This is just to shame us into voting blue. So you can take it from Roland Martin, you can take it to CNN, you can take it with every Democratic shield that you come across, all the way to articles like this. They have to make these articles because we ain't fucking with immigration, family. Not at all. They say Republican Texas governor is using red politics to tarnish a blue city. He vows to keep relocating migrants on buses to Democratic-run cities. See, now they're blaming the Republicans for that, all right? They don't blame the Democrats for bringing them in, though. See, once they get here and they get pushed into all of our communities, they try to blame the Republicans. Now, they say, soon, the crisp fall air will transition to a brutal winter hawk for migrants who will experience their first snowfall in the Windy City. Look, boy, they're getting real poetical now. I told you, family, they love getting poetical when they're trying to sell us some type of lie. Foundational Black Americans see through it. The cost to Chicago could be up to $255.7 million by year's end, sidetracking Mayor Brandon Johnson's agenda to focus on helping marginalized communities. Once again, immigrants get all that money by their own accord. For some Black residents on the South and West Side, money and other government resources should not go to newcomers. Over the past year, some folks have flocked to the community meetings to yell, "Send them back," when the city proposes housing migrants in a shuttered school in a Woodlawn or a hotel in Kenwood. This right here is an article where they're using every single talking point to where they can get foundational Black Americans to feel shameful, and foundational Black Americans ain't feeling shameful. Family, do y'all feel shameful? I don't. Does that make you feel bad? Do you feel like a non-good American? Do you feel you could do better? Or do you say, pull yourself up by your bootstraps? You can write a million articles. I don't give a damn what you writing them from. I don't care. You can write whatever you want, okay? You can write a whole goddamn encyclopedia. I am not dealing with immigrants coming to the United States of America and being elevated above foundational Black Americans. Not happening by no means. So they can sit there and they can make these things one-sided. And what that really was, family, that was nothing more than your typical average everyday, y'all foundational Black Americans is mean. Didn't I say before? These people who come after foundational Black Americans, they gonna have to find some new material. Okay, the material of we just mean, that ain't gonna work no more. All right, this is not the third grade. That's the only thing they try to sell. They always try to say how bad we are, how mean we are. I don't feel shameful at all. I think that we're realistic. I think that they're very, very, very afraid of us. They don't like when we think self first. And I think this is what's making them mad. We're going to look back on this era, family, years from now, and we're going to see that this was the era where people started seeing how we were on code and they started scattering all over the place. So when they sit there and they talk about all these different immigrants, they sat there and used all of our terminology. They say foundational. They're saying that all the time. Foundational this, foundational that, foundational this. They would never say that if we weren't saying foundational Black American. They're also saying how the winter's coming and it's going to be cold. You knew that when you sent them there. But do they ever talk about people coming to the United States of America who are actually people who are coming here to benefit off of us? They never bring that up. And another thing they never mention, family, is people who are foundational Black Americans and how when they get here, they suffer. Look at this right here. When we speak about foundational Black Americans in the streets and foundational Black Americans not being treated fairly, this is what we talk about, and they never mention this. They'll tell you about the homeless immigrant. They'll tell you about the homeless migrant, the homeless refugee. They'll never tell you about the homeless foundational Black American. In any of this discourse, has anybody mentioned that foundational Black Americans are out here in these streets homeless? Not at all, but we will. Watch this.
Thing in the world this gentleman has. African American, American citizen. Think Eric Adams cares? Hell no. We're just a few blocks from the Roosevelt Hotel. He's a citizen. Those illegals aren't. They're in a hotel. We don't even know who they are. This is an American, just like any of you. There, by the grace of God, could go you. Meantime, swagger man with no plan, Eric Adams, what are you going to do about our homes? Especially your people, the African Americans that you have forsaken. They're everywhere in the city. Why no shelter for them? Why no hotel? Why no accommodations? Why no amenities? Why for illegal aliens? That's what the taxpayers want to know, Eric Adams.
Look at this right here, family.
African American, a few blocks from the Roosevelt Hotel.
Look at that man right there in the street. Do you hear any Democrat talk about him? Do you talk about anybody speaking on him? When I was in Washington, D.C., family, at the Reparations rally, I seen so many homeless foundational Black Americans, and I seen them literally getting bumped while they was walking down the street by non-Americans, bumping right into them like they built the country, like they own the country. You don't see any type of love for us. These folks ain't coming here. So anybody who tries to tell you anything other than that, family, they are actively working against us. You see no love when it comes to our people. Nobody cares. So when we sit here and we operate of us first, we have to operate from us first. The reason why Black folks fell back so long ago is because they weren't operating by just us. They were trying to help everybody else when we weren't in the situation or the position to look out for everybody. Nobody gives a damn about what's going on in the streets when you start talking about foundational Black Americans. The only people who care about us is us, and that's good. I love it. I love this era. I love only having to worry about my brothers and sisters right here in the chat. That's all I care about. I don't have to worry about all these other groups and trying to help them out. The Democrats do that, you see. But did you see anybody helping that man out? Literally right down the street from where he's at, you see migrants out there with big whole coats living in 5-star hotels. They've been here a week. That man's ancestors been here for 500 years. 500 years, 1 week. 1 week, 500 years. Look how they do us. Look how they do us. Look how they treat us. You see it all the way across the board. And who gives a damn? Nobody. Only foundational Black Americans. That's why we are foundational Black American first. And that's why we represent our own heritage, our own lineage, and our own culture. They don't, we will. All right. We build, they steal. All right, we keep it G, they keep it fleet. And we don't respect any of that. So when you start talking about how much they spend on all this type of immigration, when you start speaking about how well they take care of them, these folks is getting taken care of very well. Very well. They ain't gave foundational Black Americans $1 for 500 years. These folks, and I mean this is to the T, they've given these folks more in 1 week than they've given foundational Black Americans in 500 years. And we are the people who built this country. And if it wasn't for their anti-Black racism, and it wasn't for their anti-Black oppression and suppression, we would have been good a long time ago. We've been out here minding our own business. We've been out here doing our own thing. We've been out here building up. What happens when foundational Black Americans pull each other up by the bootstraps? They come in and they hate us. What happens when we build our own country? They come and they tear it down. What happens when we take care of ourselves? When we do everything they tell us in capitalism? Capitalism is about being yourself. Capitalism is about building your own. Foundational Black Americans have done that time and time again. Every time they tell us to build, they tear it down. Anytime they tell us to look out for ourselves, they come and try to insert everybody else. Anytime we're outside in the cold, they take the jacket off of us and they go give it to Julio. They give it to people who jump over the border. They bring in anti-Black recruits. And this is why the Democrats think that they're going to run this game on us. And this is how they're getting upset when we say it's all about us, no tangible, no vote, and especially no Democrats. Shit, we're going to be on that type of time all day long. We can play this, and we playing the long game. We playing the long game. I'm telling you guys, it is all about this era, and it is all about this generation. Anybody who remembers the old Barack Obama generation, they did not think about this. You go back to the Bill Clinton, they completely didn't think about it. They were all on old misnomers and myths about us. We ain't on that type of time. We looking out for ourselves, and we building and we working. So if you see them trying to bring in different people to our communities, trying to usher them in, did you see any of those articles talking about that, family? Did you see anybody in any of those articles talking about us? You see them shaming us. You see them talking around us. How you don't see that Black man in the street who's a foundational Black American? How come you don't see that? We seen it. How come you don't see them Black folks being moved out? You're talking about homeless people. Here's the crazy thing, family. As I just sat there and showed you that homeless foundational Black American man in the street, the same type of foundational Black Americans I seen in DC. I went to the White House personally. And when I was at the White House personally, family, you see 2 blocks up, nothing but tents, and the majority of them are foundational Black Americans and veterans who fought in every single war. So they were the homeless people. But yet you see enclaves for everybody else, and these folks is getting milk and honey. They getting Xboxes, PlayStations. They hooking these folks up with cuisines, full meals, and FBA getting treated like that. But the saddest thing is, family, is that foundational Black American people who are homeless, they're starting to move them out. We sold the videos. We done seen it. You see foundational Black Americans who are homeless being removed. So if you are trying to remove homeless people and you are already moving people who have homes, you are trying to get rid of them people. If you try to remove a homeless person, you're basically saying being outside ain't even good enough. We got to get you from living outside. So if they're trying to get you from living outside, family, that means they're trying to get your ass out the country. And it's always the Black grassroots are the only people who gonna do something about it. And it can start with this election right here. And it can start with simply saying no tangibles, no votes, no reparations, no votes. If you don't listen to us, you don't abide by what we say, we are in full control, then your ass is not going to get voted for. And we're going to sit back and watch that Democratic plantation go exactly where the hell it should have been years ago, straight down. And we watching it in real time. That's why you seeing all of these fake ass videos. You seeing these people pop up. They're yelling at us. They screaming. They're getting mad. They don't know what to do. And I love it because when they don't know what to do, that means that we winning. I'm telling you all the way across the board. When you think about these people coming into the country, family, these folks ain't just coming into the country being flew into the country. These folks are coming into the country jumping on trains, planes, and automobiles. And like everything we do, we got the receipts. Smash that like button, baby. We getting it in. Check this out, family. There has been an influx of people coming into the United States of America, and they've been jumping on trains and flying in, riding in, and moving in. Look at this right here. We got more receipts, family. This is how they come to the United States of America, and the Democrats be right here waiting on them with a big ass hug. Listen. having a jolly ass time, ain't they? They having a jolly ass time. It don't look like folks who's upset. It don't look like folks who's trying to get away from their homelands. It looks like folks who's having a nice little ride.
We are in the Tiger Camp at San Vicente.
Watch this, family. Watch this. Watch this right here, fam. This is a Black Alpha Network certified BLACK exclusive. Watch this right here, family. This goes to show you, as we say, they're trying to make immigrant the new black. They're trying to get a whole community of immigrants. What do you always see? You see these people coming in from every aspect of the world, all right? So you're literally seeing all these different people from all these different places coming to the United States. So not only did we already see Africans, look what we done broke down on this episode of Certified Live Black Alpha Cast, family. Check it out. We done seen all the Africans come here. We done seen some Haitians come here. We didn't even seen the Afro-Brazilians. We done seen the Afro-Mexicans. We seen them come here. You've already seen Mr. Muhammad, Mr. Mutombo. Watch where these people are coming from. So the border and all these people coming into the country, and when you talk about the dominant society and the Democrats, their agenda and policy of illegal immigration and legal immigration all together is one. It doesn't just stop with the southern border. The southern border is just a place where they bring people in through that way. They also bring folks in from the West Coast and they bring folks in from the East Coast. They got 100 different means, whether that's train, plane, or automobile, to bring people here to the United States of America. And what you're going to see in this video, watch very carefully where these folks are coming in from. And they want them all. When you seen Joe Biden say he wants to surge the border, when you seen Joe Biden say he wants a nonstop influx of immigration, family, he didn't just mean Mexicans. He meant everybody from everywhere. Watch this. Smash that like button.
Majority right here on the back, all of them are from China, as they are migrating into the north borders of the United States. Venezuela, China, 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 Venezuela, Venezuela, China. Where are you going? United States? United States, USA? Where are you going? USA. USA. China. Yes, from China. China. Where you're going to the United States? USA. 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 American. New York. America. New York. Yes. Yes. Xi Jinping. No. No. Okay. USA. China. 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 Nepal. China. 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 China, 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 oh, China, 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 yeah, China, 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 and China. Wow, oh, Chinese.
Damn right, family. They bringing them in from everywhere. This is why we have to take the mentality of being FBA first and only. This is why we have to take the mentality of being certified black society. This is why we have to take the mentality of being no tangibles, no vote. Anybody who votes for that or anybody who has that in their agenda ain't getting no love from us. And the power's all in our hands to stop stuff like that. Y'all seen that? He's like, we from China, 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 China. Everywhere, family. You could do the same thing with the southern border. You could do the same thing on the East Coast. They bringing in people from everywhere. How do you know they bringing in people from everywhere, family? That was only one aspect. Watch where these people right here are from. You know we got the Black Alpha exclusives. Once again, smash that like button and subscribe.
Where are you coming from?
Punjabi.
Where?
Punjabi only.
Where are you going? New York, California. Where are you going?
California.
California? Where are you from?
California.
Where are you from?
India.
You're India? And you?
India. India.
Where are you going?
California.
California? You? Where are you from?
India.
You? Where are you from?
India.
Where are you going?
California.
Look at that right there, family. These folks is coming in from everywhere. The open border policy is something that the whole damn world knows. Hold on, y'all got to see me. Okay, listen. The open border policies is something that the whole world knows. The whole world knows what's going on right here in America. When they get on national television and they say things like 11 million illegals, everybody automatically thinks about people down, what my man Torian Ray say, Torian Reigns, he calls them the south of the Bordarians, okay? That's what everybody thinks about. Salute to my brother Torian. That's what everybody thinks about when they think about illegal immigration. Family, oh no, it ain't just about them south of the Bordarians. Family, they want east, they want the west Bordarians, they want the north Bordarians. Every single border in America, They want every group to come in. If your ass is close to that border, come on in. So when they get on national television and they talk, what we say, the dominant society knows how to talk in dog whistles. They know how to talk and make it look like they're talking to us, but they really talking to each other. So when they have these press conferences and they say, we want to bring in all these people, we want illegal immigration, we want to help them, humanitarian crisis, we want to give them cars and clothes and food and all that kind of stuff, everybody around the world is watching. And they sitting back saying, oh, we got to get there because it's an open invitation. Let's be real. Immigration, when it comes to the Democratic Party, it's not just immigration, it's an invitation. Okay? Illegal immigration is an open invitation. Hashtag that. That's what it is. All right? All right, check this out. When you deal with people saying that they're from India, then you deal with people saying they're from China, then you're dealing with people you're saying from Africa, then people saying they're from Haiti. God damn, that's the whole world. You're literally dealing with every single continent. And they're all coming to where? They're coming to the southern border, and if they can't get in that way, they're coming in, getting flown in. They're getting drove in. It pretty much depends on your country. If you're from somebody where a country ain't really booming too good, you sneak your way in, and then you got people cutting the barbed wire. We got them videos. We got videos of them cutting the barbed wire, letting folks in. We done seen the video where they putting up a whole damn ladder, jumping over it. We done seen the video where they digging under the damn fence. Those are the people who really come in for the more, low budget countries that ain't really got a lot of money. If you are from a country that got some money, then your ass is straight up getting that pass. They writing it, and then you coming. So when you talk about that open invitation of illegal immigration, you're seeing the whole damn world is watching. The Democrats and the Biden administration put the whole world on notice that we want recruits. We want people to come here and assist us with the erasure of foundational Black Americans, quite frankly, because foundational Black Americans are too on code. FBA is the only group, lineage, heritage that has ever done anything to ever fight back. We're the only ones who stood up. We are the only ones who said, we are a lineage. We are a heritage. You will not play us. We ain't the ones. It ain't that type of time. Fuck around, find out. We the only ones who speak that type of time. And since we the only ones who speak that type of time, the dominant society knows goddamn well we got to bring in some people that's going to bow down. All the people you see right there are going to bow down. All the folks that get here, they're going to be quiet. See, here's the thing, family. We are the only non-deportable people here in this country. Let me say that one more time. We are the only non-deportable people. And in this generation, we've been waving that loud, ain't we? We've been planting that flag. You got an FBA flag, and you got the you can't deport my ass flag. And they cannot stand that. They don't like the very fact that they come here and they breathe wrong. They asses can get sent home. You can't send us home. What you going to do? What are you going to do when we have more of a stake in this country than the dominant society has? We built this country. They don't. We're foundational Black Americans. They ain't. They can't say any goddamn thing because they ain't done a goddamn thing. It's all about us, from the culture all the way through the heritage and lineage, building this country. Everything got FBA fingerprints. This whole goddamn country has FBA fingerprints. And what I say, family, the indigenous, slavery, Reconstruction, civil rights, and right now the lineage and reparations era that we are all a part of, all 500 plus people in the chat. It's all on us, and they don't like that. They can be sent home. So when they come here and they say, damn, we could be sent home, the dominant society got them on a leash. Dominant society tell them what to do. Jump, how high? Okay, gotcha. Do whatever you want me to do, massa. You feel me? They can't do that to us. Foundational Black Americans say, shit, nice try. So if they cannot deport us out the country, they're trying to deport us out our own communities. You see how it all ties in, family. It all ties in. They cannot get us out of the United States, but they can try to get us out of our communities. And they don't like the very fact that we're getting on code financially, we're getting on code politically and socially. So they can't do that. They're having just as much a hard time with us today as they had with certified on code Black Americans since the beginning. And that's the beautiful thing, because we stand on those shoulders. So as they continue to try to push this upon us, and they continue to try to get us to go down that direction, we ain't going for the games. We ain't doing none of that. FBA is working. FBA is in the building. FBA is in the place. When we do a goddamn roll call and you see everybody in here, all 50 states representing, that lets people know that we are represented on every single block, every piece of concrete in this country. And there ain't a damn thing Mr. Julio, Mr. Hernandez, Mr. Gomez, Mr. Sanchez can do about it, but sit back and bow down like the rest, family. Check this out. This shows you. They say the Biden Express. They say, the Biden Express is a flight that has become a major port for Africans who see their chance to open and enter America through the Mexican border. It is sold out every day as thousands flock to the United States under President Joe Biden's border policies. We said the whole world was watching The whole world is watching. The very fact that they refer to this as the Biden Express tells you that they are watching from every aspect of the world. All four corners of the earth are watching the president of the United States get on national TV and say, you can come here, just flee here, let's surge the borders. So the Africans are watching this. And the Africans are saying, if we can just get on over to the United States, we can get in on what foundational Black Americans have created. The same FBA that they used to call us Akata, stay home, you not the original Black person, keep your ass over there. We've been saying, shit, we good, you ain't foundational, homeboy. And now they say, no, Biden Express. They've been trying to fly over here to the point where they're watching it. They say from different parts of Africa, the migrants will make their way to the Nicaragua, where they have a tax immigration rules, which allows them to come on in, and the authorities rely and very rarely check on them, and they come in and slide on in. That is the Biden Express. Family, they only call it the Biden Express because it is facilitated by Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. Look at this right here. The most dangerous cities in the world, all right? Most violent. And you see all the way across the board, those are nothing but places in South America. So when we see these people come across the border and we see these folks come here and commit all types of crimes, and they get mad and they say, oh, no, it's not us, family. We all one, brother. No, because remember, whenever something goes bad, these folks become Black. Whenever something goes good, they turn back into their homeland. This is what happens when you deal with people who are anti-FBA. They know when to hit the switch. See, the difference is, family, and why we got to be on game and on code, because we got a whole bunch of different people who have a whole bunch of different agendas. One group on this side is trying to get in on our lineage and say, well, we are all POC, you know, just color, right? Just any goddamn color in the crayon box. And then we got rid of that. Then you got other people who come in and say, we all Black. See, they can't hit us with the POC. All the folks from out the diaspora, they can't really say POC in color. You got to use that for a lot of folks who are south of the border. And we done got rid of the just color, all right? We're not just getting off and letting you come in and get in on what we created just based on color. So you got the I'm your brother because we are all colored. And then you have the I'm your brother because we all Black. The come home brother. And those folks are a little different because they'll come into America. And what do? They'll cloak themselves in our culture. They'll start trying to hide behind that, right? This is what you see a whole lot when you start dealing with all these folks. It used to be stay home Makata. Now it's come home brother. We know how the game goes. We've been calling it out. We the only ones calling it out. So when you sit back and you watch it's all one brother, we all the same, we've been stopping them. And when they get here to the United States of America, they'll put on a hat, cock that to the side, just like we saw in Atlanta, and they'll start pretending that they FBA. They say, I'm from Brooklyn, son. I'm from Brooklyn. No, you're not. You ain't from Brooklyn. No, you're not. I'm from Chicago. No, you're not. No, you're not. They'll find the nearest hip hop rapper and pretend that they're them. That's what they do, family. And we all know the type of game. So you got people coming in from every single aspect. We had this right here. Look at this person. This person is coming in and they said underneath the barbed wire. Check it out. Look at that, family. This man is doing a military crawl underneath the barbed wire.
Cuidado, Ay.
No, pero me agarra a mis amigos.
You know they bold, family. You know they bold. How you know they bold, fam? Because they sitting there going underneath the damn wire and sitting there filming it. You know they do not fear any consequences. All right? The only people running around here trying to actually think or act or portray that there's some type of consequence for that is nothing more than Democrats. It's only the Democrats who are running around here trying to sell us that these people are afraid. These people just want to come to the country and do better. These people just want to come to the country and get along. Ain't nobody on that type of time. These folks are smiling. I showed you earlier. These folks was coming into America and they was literally telling you what city they from, what town, what state, what country. They in there saying, Venezuela, Nicaragua. These folks ain't just running. These folks ain't running. Just because you flee from your homeland, fleeing doesn't mean you're trying to get away from a war-torn country. Fleeing just means that you was moving fast. These folks do it with a smile. They sit there and be grinning so they can come on in and they can get everything that belongs to them. Look at them right there and how they're being assisted. Cutting the wire. Look how they're being assisted, family. They're not being apprehended, detained, or any of that. They're getting an open hand. Come on in, my friend. That's what it is. Now, imagine if a foundational Black American was walking down the street sagging his pants. How many times do you see a foundational Black American get harmed for doing nothing? But yet these people are literally breaking into the country. And look at the language. Notice that Donald Trump was the only one that even referred to any of this as breaking into the country or being unlawful. The Democrats never refer to that as unlawful. The Democrats refer to that as people being very lawful, people being good, people being accepted. No, that right there is breaking the law. You break the law as soon as you come into the country illegally. Last time I checked, illegal means your ass is breaking the law. Point blank, period. You can try to come up with anything that you try. Now, when it comes to foundational Black Americans, again, understanding that we have to delineate because these people are trying to get in on what we have created. Watch this right here, family. Watch how they'll start talking. And if you don't say something, they won't say nothing. They'll make you think that they're all one. Watch this guy right here. Look at this guy. This guy is a Haitian immigrant. And watch how he is doing lineage theft. Watch how he'll sit here, family, and he'll say, foundational Black American. He'll try to portray himself as one of us, but then he'll flip around and say that he's not one of us. This is what they do. Watch this right here, family.
From Haiti. I'm from Haiti. I'm from Haiti. We African American. We African American. We African American.
What? I'm out, man.
And have all the backbones of this country. We've done a lot, but yeah, we still are treated unfairly and discrimination and injustice all throughout. So we got to keep fighting.
Stop. 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 Ain't no way in hell that man didn't know that he was fronting. One more time.
From Haiti. I'm from Haiti. I'm from Haiti. We African American. We African American. We African American.
What?
Being raised to be very proud of being Haitian American, there was also for me, as there were for many other Caribbean people or just any other, I would say, immigrant individuals from immigrant populations, this again, what I talked about, the racial distancing, don't be like the Black Americans. That was very common that you would hear that. And it's not surprising for me to hear other people talk about when they were growing up, this idea. Growing up, being raised.
Dad's side of family is Indo-Caribbean and my mother's side of family is just Afro-Caribbean, both from the island of Jamaica. And both sides hold very strong anti-Black sentiment. My dad's side of family is more blatant with it, with their, like outward racism. And then my mom's side of family has this habit of saying things about Black Americans. They associate Black Americans with all those nasty negative stereotypes that we hear about Black people all the time. They're like doing gymnastics to separate themselves from Black Americans. Black Americans are the nasty ones. Black Americans are the lazy ones. Black Americans are the ones that don't want to work and don't want to do this. And that's a very popular sentiment to have in the Caribbean, even amongst the Afro-Caribbean. They want so bad to be different than Black Americans that they literally trot on Black Americans and they say the nastiest thing. So you are not wrong. The joke, though, is that Black Jamaicans and Black Americans look the same. These white people can't tell them apart, so I don't know why they be going so hard.
Yeah. See, to a degree, it'll start off good. First off, the dominant society knows exactly who we are. The dominant society knows exactly who's different and who's who. And this is why they choose them over foundational Black Americans. But those are the sentiments that these people come home to. These are the ones that come to the United States of America. They pretend to be down with us. They cloak themselves in our culture. And then you get all types of bullshit. Things like, I'm going to end Black History Month. You would never hear any foundational Black Americans. You got to understand, family, when you start talking about FBA, you start talking about our lineage, even the folks who are off code, they still will pretend to be down with Black History Month, okay? These folks is coming in here saying they're getting rid of Black History Month. They say they don't want anything to do with Black History Month because they feel that's going to give them some type of what? Brownie points. And they love them, they damn brownie points. This is why they're always out here serving them. But the dominant society, they know who's who. They know a foundational in an African, a foundational in a Haitian, a foundational in a Jamaican. Look at this right here, family. Juneteenth scholarship recipients announced. Check this out. Look at these names, family. The ones right there that you see highlighted, these folks, I can't even pronounce their goddamn names. Ajabinda Haliminia, Azila Canepina, Kenosha Caladina, Princess Saliba Daiza. These folks are non-FBA, and they come over here and they get foundational Black American benefits. You see it all the time. And when they come over here and they get foundational Black American benefits, ain't none of them trying to share, ain't none of them trying to give us our just due. So Haminia Kalabinia and Hazinia Kaladina, neither one of them are going to come here because their parents have already passed down anti-foundational Black American sentiments to them, and they've expressed it very clearly. And one of the main things, fam, that they want to do when they get over here, they want to make sure that they get in on our reparations claim. That's what the main thing is, family. They want to get in on our reparations claim because that's what's the most important to them. Already, did you have these people coming over here and they were trying to get in on FBA creations? Already, did you see these people coming over here and they were trying to get in on what foundational Black Americans have created? Now, family, you're seeing them trying to get in on our reparations because that's the main thing. They already get all these benefits and tangibles from the dominant society. But, you know, what good is just getting it from the dominant society when they can get it all the way across the board? Look at this right here, family. I want y'all to check this out. Did y'all know, and I'm not lying, family, I seen this, I had to double check, look twice. Did you guys know that they are going to make a new Color Purple film? Yes, they are. They are making a new Color Purple. And the person who is going to be the person who directs this new Color Purple is this person right here, Blitz Bazawaluya, or whatever this dude's name is. I can't even pronounce it, okay? That right there is going to be the director of the new Color Purple movie, and I ain't lying. This is what it is right here. This man, I cannot pronounce it, Mr. Mutombo III, all right? We're going to call him Blitz Mutombo. Blitz Mutombo is going to be the director of the new Color Purple movie, family. This is what we're speaking of, family. They are coming over here trying to tell our stories and trying to tell foundational Black Americans what our culture is. It ain't no different how they come over here and they want to play MLK. They come over here and they want to be Harriet Tubman. They won't come over here and be any of our foundational Black American icons, but they don't never want to do it themselves. They say, we are loving director Blitz Mutombo for putting an African talent on the global stage. So I guess apparently he's also going to get some actors who are African. So this is going to be the African Color Purple, and they're going to be having all foundational Black American tropes and hatred all in it. Guaranteed this is going to be one of their main hustle scams. They say the trailer to his latest film, The Color Purple, has just been released. The musical set in the 1930s takes us on a journey through the lives of 4 extraordinary African-American women. So basically, Mr. Mutombo is going to direct a film that is going to be about foundational Black Americans, and they're going to remake a foundational Black American movie, and they're going to put a tether twist on it. This is what we're talking about right here. I don't even know where Mr. Mutombo's from. If y'all can see, I forget dude's name. Here you go. This is his name right here again. If anybody can go ahead and find me where this dude is from and let me know so we can go ahead and post it. But guarantee you, family, the dominant society going to get all behind that. And they're going to run this anti-foundational Black American family thing. Watch it, family. I'm promising you. Hold on. Let me put it up. They're going to run an anti-foundational Black American. That's it right there. They're going to run an anti-foundational Black American family thing, family. And it's going to be all done by tethers. It's going to be, why do you all hate Black men and women? Why don't you get along? Why can't you guys all get on the same page? I'm not lying. They literally have a tether making the new Color Purple. That is going to be Divester Tether Central. What I say, family, whenever you take a tether and you mix it with a swirler, you're going to get a twirler. And they're going to be twirling all up and down when you see that right there. Yes, they are making a tether version of the Color Purple, but yet they are going to depict foundational Black Americans. They are going to slander foundational Black American relationships. They are going to slander certified foundational Black American women, certified foundational Black American men. And this again is the tether community, the migrant community, the non-FBA community, drawing a wedge in between us and our lineage, heritage, and culture. Once again, family, this is what they do. He's from Ghana. Thank you, brother. Yes, indeed. He's from Ghana. Got it. Yes. Oh, I'm not surprised. Wasn't Ghana the same year of the return, brother? Come home, brother. We got money for you. A big cash grab. This is what these folks be on, man. This is what these folks be on, and they know what they be on because the dominant society is facilitating it. So this is what we mean, family, when we say we got to watch all sides. We got to check every aspect and every avenue because everywhere we go, these people are ops. There is nothing more than people who try to come here and get in on our culture. And like I said, not only do they want to get in on our culture, they want to steal it. They want to take it. They want to make it their own. They want to say that they created what we created, and they all see an opportunity to do so. And that main opportunity is being given to them by who? By the Democratic Party. And this is why they have an arrangement. They have an agreement that if they come here and they make little goofy ass movies like The Tether Color Purple, and they slander foundational Black Americans, in the future, family, they'll get their own little Tether butter biscuits. They'll get them some Jollof biscuits. That's what they want to do. So yeah, we watching that one real close, and guarantee they're going to make that something big. The same way they bring in all these actors. So it's no coincidence that these people come over to our country and they try to get in on all of our moves. They try to take their actors and actresses and play FBA icons. They want to be FBA legends. They want to depict FBA movies. Why don't you go make a Mr. Mutombo purple? All right. How about that? How about the color Mutombo? How about you go make Color Mutombo and you make it about your community with all the stuff going on over there? These people got all the time in the world to make a movie about themselves, but they want to come over here and make ours. And we would never do that. First off, they wouldn't allow us. Foundational Black Americans, let's get this straight. For all these people who come here and they try to speak to us sideways, we are the only lineage where somebody who is from this country can come and talk to us on an even playing field or sometimes talk down to us. Nobody else can do this. You cannot go to any other country and speak to somebody as if you are from the country. You're going to fall into that pecking order. Ain't no way foundational Black Americans could ever go to any of these places and disrespect them. They will not allow it. But yet these folks come to foundational Black America and they talk down to us. As I say, we are the only ethnicity, lineage, heritage, and culture where outsiders try to talk down to. We don't play that. So if we were to go over there to their nation, they would guarantee try to stop us. We see what happens. Brothers and sisters over there getting harmed every day. They get stuff knocked down, tore down, they disappearing, they ain't coming back home. But yet when they come over here, they want to tell us what to do. And then when we call them out, because we don't go for that, let's make this clear. When they do come over here and they try to talk reckless to us, we put that G-check on them. We regulate them. And then they run and try to go sign little petitions and go snitch. These folks from the Tether class, all they are, family, are tattletellers. They are tattle-telling tethers. And anytime foundational Black Americans call them out, what do? They go run to the dominant society. They sign little petitions and say, FBA is this, FBA is that. And then they try to get us. So they know that they have a relationship with Karen and Ken, that they carry all the water for them. And then when FBA G-checks them, they go complain. But it's all about reparations, family. And if you notice, all across this country, there have been these reparations panels, these reparations events and conventions. Just about 3 weeks ago, we crashed a Tether reparations panel. Yes, we did. Foundational Black Americans weren't even supposed to be there. Foundational Black Americans weren't supposed to talk. Foundational Black Americans weren't supposed to do anything. But what did we do? We showed up and we showed out like we always do. That's all we know how to do, foundational Black Americans. We gonna get it on. So when we came to this Tether reparations panel, we let it be known. Mind you, I not only on this show called out this reparations panel, this Tether reparations panel / Democratic Shield reparations panel, because mind you, it had Pan-Africans, Scam Africans, and it had Democratic Shields. All on. Y'all saw the fake rapper and all that. It's N-Cobra in the house. What about Narcs? It was Narc, N-Cobra, Tethers, Pan-African, everybody. And it was all one. So what do I say, family? I said that they're trying to make immigrant the new Black. They're trying to replace what we've created and put them folks in. They're trying to make this a new class. So therefore, they can afford them benefits. So when you start seeing reparations panels and you start seeing Democrats show up and Democrats are with Pan-Africans, when have you ever seen a panel with a Democrat on this side of the stage and a Pan-African on this side of the stage? You don't see that. But why did you see it? You've seen it, family, because these people are trying to combine and get together. All you got to do is sit back and watch. When you see the Democrats getting real friendly with Pan-Africans, Scam Africans, all of these little fringe groups, okay, American Democrats of slavery, nah, FBA's in the building. FBA against the world. Checkmate. So when you see all of these fake Democratic shields and all of these Scam Africans all teaming up and having conventions together, then you know they're working together so they can make immigrant a class and they can elevate it above FBA. But we've been tearing that shit down and it ain't been working. So we showed up representing certified Black society and we held it down and we crashed the whole event. We weren't supposed to speak. We weren't supposed to say nothing at this event, but we did. And when we went there, we pissed everybody off. I was literally going in there, speaking, family, and then walking the hell out and recording, putting it up on Twitter for everybody to see and walking right back in. Ain't no fear. They know what type of time it is because you know what? You can have every single convention and you can have it wherever you want, but you're still in my country. And this is the country my ancestors built, FBA. So you can go, you can have a convention, you can have a rally, you can have a march, you can put tether all up and down it and Democratic Shield. But you're still doing this on my turf. So we recorded it, we crashed it, and we let everybody know. These reparations conventions and panels are all a deal between the Democrats and the scam Africans so they can get in on our reparations. We already see them giving it in foreign aid, giving it in immigration, and now they want to straight give it to us. But we are not allowing it to happen. We coming with it 24/7, 365. Check this out, family. Reparations has been sweeping the country. Yes, it has. Reparations is everywhere. Everywhere you turn around, you're starting to see all of these reparations panels, all of these reparations groups. Everybody's talking about reparations, and nobody was talking about reparations, family, until we did. Nobody was talking about reparations until we put it on the front line. They was trying to make reparations something that ain't nobody talk about. They was trying to make reparations something that ain't nobody seen. They was trying to make reparations something that everybody else could have, and we took it back. We done seen about 100 different excuses. We done seen about 100 different alibis where these people are trying to get in on our reparations. So what I did right here on the Black Alpha Network, family, you know I don't just love receipts. I love the receipts that hit them hard and they cannot sleep. Smash that like button as we build and as we grind, family. I put together a whole collage of a bunch of different reparations organizations, a bunch of different reparations groups, a bunch of different cosplayers and imposters, so we can keep an eye on all these what we call reparations ops. And these reparation ops right here, family, are all these people who are trying to claim that reparations is something that they're interested in, but in reality, it's not. Let's make this crystal clear. Point blank, period. I told them this at that reparations convention. I said, let's get it clear. Reparations in the form of cash payments, cash payment reparations, CPR, are exclusive for FBA. So that is CPR FBA. Don't get it tangled. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it fucked up. It's all about our lineage only. So as I told them that at that convention, and I let them know that we ain't taking anything less, look at some of these strange events that have been popping up all over the country, family. Oh, yeah, you're going to see something that's going to be crazy. Smash that like button. Share this video. We're making another classic tonight right here for Certified Black Society. Now, that's all the 50 states right there. Boom. Look at this one right here, family. March for reparations to African people. Some of these are all within the last year or so, family. Some of these we've seen. Some of these we've called out. But I want you to watch the language. I want you to watch the keywords. I want you to watch these organizations and groups. We are not an organization. We are not a group. We are a lineage. These are groups and organizations that are trying to get in on what belongs to us. Look at this one. March for reparations to African people. Nobody was doing this until we got it popping. When FBA got reparations popping, now everybody wants to talk about it. And this is what we've been on, family, for the last few years. We have been holding it down and making sure that reparations in the form of cash payments goes to foundational Black Americans only and nobody else. And if we do not do this, family, they are going to try to hijack it. So on top of FBA holding the game down, and on top of foundational Black Americans keeping everything gatekeeping in our culture, reparations is number one. Reparations over immigration, reparations over everything. March for reparations to African people. Right there. Philadelphia, St. Petersburg, St. Louis, Minneapolis, Oakland, California. Proceed. The first call. All roads lead to Baltimore for the State of the Black World Conference. April 19th. The 23rd, 2023 in Baltimore. We cover this right here on the Black Alpha Network. And look who's there. Mr. NAACP can barely talk, right? He was there. Global Africans rising empowerment, reparations, and healing. Notice all those key words are everything opposite of what we talk about. Notice, family, what are they doing? They throwing in terms that do not equate. When we talk reparations, it's clear. When we talk reparations, it's direct. They throw in a bunch of words that is everything other than cash payments. When we went to that reparations tether convention, these folks were trying to fight us because they didn't want the goddamn money. So you know this is an op. Check out. We got more, family. Going across again. These are all different ones. All different ones, family. Yes, they are. And they be on some exclusive bullshit. Can reparations in America be achieved without Pan-Africanism? What? That ain't even a question. Family, we not even entertaining no shit like that. Let's get this straight, family. Shit like that right there, we not entertaining none of that. I'm not having no debate with no Pan-African about reparations that belongs to us. Are y'all going to debate somebody about something that is your birthright? Are y'all going to debate somebody about this FBA family tree? See, that's the thing about this generation. We're not debating nobody when it comes to this family tree. This FBA family tree is solid. It's strong. There ain't nothing to talk about. We ain't going to see somebody get you to debate and somebody can get you to argue or go into some type of back and forth. They've already got you. They're stalling you, all right? That's that treadmill racism. That's being stuck in a perpetual state of nothingness. They want to have that. Y'all notice these tethers want to call into our spaces. They want to see us and they want to have these debates. Why you want to debate me, Matumbo? Why you want to debate me, Joloff? Why you want to debate me, Fufu? I'm not debating with you. And the reason why I'm not debating with you is because you don't deserve a debate. I'm not going to debate you about my family reunion. I'm not going to debate you about my family's inheritance. I'm not going to debate you about my family's lineage and culture. It ain't up for debate as far as I'm concerned. And this is what's pissing them off. Mr. Mutombo and all these groups are trying to pull us into these pointless debates. We ain't doing that. See, back in the old days, the African-American, he would have debated 20 years with the dominant society so he could be heard. We don't give a fuck about being heard by them. You are either going to do as we say or we going to step over your ass. How about that? And when you got that mentality and that approach, everything goes smooth. So as they're sitting here having that conversation, can reparations be achieved without Pan-African? I would say this: foundational Black American existence has achieved without Pan-Africanism. As a matter of fact, we don't need Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism needs us. As a matter of fact, the whole goddamn diaspora needs us. And we are not stopping this foundational Black American jumbo jet to stop and have some petty debate. We're going to keep on flying and they're going to keep on trying. Proceed across the board, family. This is what we do over on this side. Yes, indeed. We move on. Reparations strategy session. This right here. Rhymefest, recording artist, songwriter, humanitarian, trailblazer, Grammy, Soul Train, Golden Globe winner. What the hell that got to do with my reparations, family? How about Dr. Claude? How about that, family? How about economist? All right. How about strategist? How about pillar, legend, elder in the community? I don't give a damn about this. So we already got a fake debate with Pan-Africanism. And then we got some whole bullshit about a rapper. I don't care. This man put all his credentials. A Golden Globe ain't going to get us reparations. I'm going to tell you that today, okay? Your Soul Train Award ain't going to get me reparations, okay? Your Grammy, your Dominant Society sponsored Grammy ain't going to get me no reparations. You being a recorded artist, damn show ain't going to get me reparations. And if that's the case, you should have been talking about reparations and recording a long time ago. Hell no. If it ain't going to achieve cash payment, reparations for foundational Black Americans, I don't give a damn. And I believe that I speak for everybody in the chat, and I believe I speak for the whole foundational Black Americans. As we proceed, family, that's another one. So we're already on what? Number 4. Let's move on to number 5, family. More of these reparations ops, reparations distractors, and we ain't got time for it. We already seen this, family. This is the one. This is all the ones popping up. These are all of these, reparations conventions right here. You got Boston, you got New York, you got DC, you got New Jersey. Okay, going back across. This is the one earlier. This is the one about the African reparations people panel for African people, the healing, all that nonsense, family. We got the ones right across the board as we skip through. We got Rhymefest, all that across the board. Let me get back. Now I got another one I'm about to pull up for the family. Check this one out right here. That's all the ones right there that they've been trying to get on us. Then Now, watch this other one I'm about to show you. This is another false reparations gathering, because that's all I'm going to call them, family. These are just gatherings because they're nothing tangible. Nothing good's going to come out of it. And it's just a bunch of nonsense that they're putting on our table so they can get us to stop the train, stop the car, and follow suit. And we ain't doing none of that. We're going to keep on pushing until we get our reparations just for us, only for us. This is another one, family. Check this out. The road to reparations. All right. Right there. Look at that little bullshit ass panel. A bunch of nobodies on the panel. And y'all notice this too? We don't be knowing none of these people. None of these people. Like, it'd be like, who are these people? All these folks on these reparations panels, man, I don't be knowing none of these folks. These folks ain't got no clout in the community. Really what they are is reparations clout chasers. All right. Reparations con artists, because they're not really about the lineage. If they were, they'd have some weight. They ain't got none. This is what you see right there. The road to reparations. Now check this one. Look how they using terminology. We're coming to get our check. Reparations panel. Family, family, family. You see a bunch of non-FBAs, the Coalition for a Just and Equitable California, with the support of California Black Women's Health Project, will break down the who, the what, the when, and how to get reparations involved and get your voice. They say at the bottom, Black men, you are owed reparations. First off, no. Black people, foundational Black American people are owed reparations. We're not doing that gender shit. Oh, we're not doing that. You're not going to say Black men's, y'all knows y'all deserve reparations, and then turn around and say Black women's, y'all don't really need to get reparations with Black men. Y'all should get it on your own and go give it to Zaddy. We're not playing them games. Certified foundational Black American women, sisters, certified foundational Black American men, brothers, the certified foundational Black American family tree deserves reparations, and it belongs to us. We're not playing those games. Be very cautious of people who come around with these word plays and these people who are trying to put that wedge between us. They're going to do it in hip hop. They're going to do it in society and politics. And now they're trying to gender our reparations. My family, these folks is trying to gender our reparations. You can run any game you want, any con. Trust me, cool. You ain't going to try to split reparations up and say reparations only belongs to the men, to the women. And right there in that, they already threw in Black man couldn't be heard. Black woman, you deserve. No. It's all about FBA. And it's clear that we have to gatekeep. We got to regulate to make sure the verbiage is very correct, precise, and concise. And if we do not, family, they're going to try to take that away from us. We're not having that game, family. They're not going to stop what we got going. We too strong, family. We too goddamn strong. Moving strong. Check this one out right here, family. They got more. It don't stop. Amnesty International urged reparations for Black Americans and indigenous people. During the 139th session of the United Nations Human Rights Committee, Amnesty International is once again calling for reparations for the U.S. government for Black Americans and indigenous people. Notice when they say and indigenous people, they're separating us from being the foundation. See, once they know that we are the foundation, that goes in cahoots and that coincides with indigenous people. When you start talking about the native people, any term that means first, you're talking about foundational Black Americans. But the way they word it, they're trying to make it look like it's somebody else. The more they try to make it look like it's somebody else, the more somebody else can get away with our goddamn money. And by the way, can they quit trying to talk about these other groups as if these other groups ain't already got reparations? This is what we say, family. They will tell us something that is clear ain't even in play. Everybody knows that group they're talking about, the red folks, we all know that they have reparations already. We already know that. I said that at the Tether Convention. We already know they got it. So when you see Joe Biden, he come around saying, if you give it to Indians, I'll give it to Black folks. They already got it. Y'all know Jane Elliott, okay? The old W woman supremacist that tries to act like she's down with Black folks. She says, I'll give you reparations if you give it to Indians. And they already got it. So this thing where they're on excuse number 330, all right? Trust me, family. They are on excuse number 313 because nothing is working. They got to keep trying because we keep rejecting everything they're doing. They wouldn't have to go to these strengths if foundational Black Americans weren't so much on code. They keep bringing up the Indians. We keep saying they already got them. This is why we keep reparations in-house in that FBA compound. Nobody else, they cannot have it. So no, it ain't about black and indigenous. It's about foundational black Americans and our goddamn self. Proceed. Check this one out, family. This was sent to me on Instagram. Salute to the person who sent this to me. You know who you are. Certified salute. Yes, indeed. UK's first reparations conference gets backing from top campaigner. So now you're seeing reparations, family, go all the way across the world as we said it would. We said that reparations was sweeping all the way across the world. And we said that reparations was something that everybody is trying to get in on. Yes, that is the case. But we got to be very careful, family. And I'm going to tell you why we got to be careful. Can't sit back and start cheering a lot of these groups who are getting reparations panels popping off. They're not getting reparations panels popped off because they're down with us. They're getting it because they're trying to copy us and they're trying to get it above us. Let that be known, family. I'm telling you. A lot of these people out there, they're saying, we want the reparations. We want it now. Like our black American brothers and sisters. Nah, it's a little different, family. They're going to try to go get their reparations because they failed at getting our reparations. All right. If they could get our reparations, they wouldn't even be fighting for it. This is the case where they want reparations for themselves because we have denounced and denied them access to getting ours. That's what this is about. Trust me, family. They are only trying to get their reparations claims because they know foundational black Americans have disallowed them from getting in on ours. So a lot of these people, they're coming over here now and they're trying to get their reparations panels off the ground. They're only trying to get their reparations panels off the ground because they cannot get in on ours. That is it. That has always been what it is. And guarantee you, when they stuff fails, which is going to, because they don't have it. See, reparations is something that you got to be very, very clear on. Reparations is something that you got to be very precise with. We have a reparations agenda. Have y'all noticed when we sit down and we talk about reparations, we can give you the dollar amount. We can talk about how it's going to be allocated. We can talk about how it's going to be clear all the way across the board. You notice when it comes to them, family, their reparations panels are hollow as hell. Have y'all heard anything in any of these arguments that make any sense? I ain't seen none. I haven't seen one person talking about dollars. I ain't seen one person talking about the logistics. I ain't seen one person really getting down to the nuances of reparations. None of them. They're not talking about that. You're seeing a bunch of reparations amateurs who have no clue how to get reparations. They don't know where to start. All they've been doing is sitting back and watching us. That's all they've been doing. When you sit back and you watch foundational black Americans, then all of a sudden you say, I want to do it. They're unprepared. They're amateurs. We have generation upon generation. Like we said, we started the reparations movement. We started the reparations claims because we're coming from a place of building. They're coming from a place of stealing. They have no agenda at all. All they know is, can we get FBA reparations? And then they're going to try to go get their reparations panels off the ground. And that ain't going to work. And we know it ain't going to work because we've been seeing it in real time, in real day. So as you sit back and you watch this go on, family, we've been noticing none of their reparations panels make any sense. None. Have y'all heard any economists? I ain't heard not one economist sitting there talking about them. I ain't seen them really speaking about anything of merit. All they're saying is, we want the reparations panel. We want to talk about it. Let's do it. These are people who have no business in the reparations game. You know why, family? It's because they're not interested in reparations. They're interested in getting in on what we created. That is it. If you just now found out what the word reparations is, that means you ain't really about reparations work. And if you ain't about reparations work, you're going to get this type of shit. And this is what we're seeing when we deal with these people and their reparations panel. Family, we're already on what, 7, 8, 9 of these reparations get together gatherings or whatever we want to call it. These are not people really out here. Look at this one right here. This is the reparations in California. All right. Y'all know I personally ran that one reparations chick, whatever hell her name is, the Wicked Witch of the West. I ran her ass all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, all the way back to California. She know what type of time it was, and she know what it is when she dealing with foundational black Americans. Guarantee you, she was waking up in cold sweats, hopping out of her sleep, afraid of Black Alpha Network and FBA, and it's going to stay that way. These right here are more op-infested reparations get-togethers and gatherings because these are not conventions. These are not panels because they hold no weight and they hold no merit. So you see this right here, family. Again, this is them having another one, and it is nothing. They still using the term African-American. I do not acknowledge any reparations get-together that is still saying African-American. There's nothing more off code or off basis than African American if you're talking about reparations. Why? Is because the term African American allows Africans to get in on foundational Black American reparations. This is why we've been very precise with what we've been doing as a lineage, heritage, and the culture, and we've been making sure that we say foundational Black American. We've been making sure that it's FBA on our reparations claims. These folks are not out here doing anything. Salute to our brother Voltron. Voltron was holding it down out there in California. Salute to you, brother. I see you. Voltron was holding it down out there in California and really speaking clear, letting it be known this is foundational Black Americans. This is our lineage. This is what we deserve. Salute to our brother, man. I see you, fam. This is what we've been out there, and everywhere we show up, we've been holding it down all the way live, family. All the way live, and they have nothing that they can say nor do when we have that type of energy. Big salute to everybody out there, because our brothers and sisters in California, they weren't going for that. They weren't going for that. I believe that they thought California Black folks was going to fall for the gambit, and they were just going to have a quick little reparations panel. They didn't expect that energy to show up, and they didn't expect us to run all the ops out. They don't think any of that. They want reparations to go away. They want reparations to just disappear. They do not want reparations to stay here, and they thought that we would get tired like every other generation. See, that's the problem, family. They think that they're going to tire us out the same way they tired out folks from the civil rights era, and then they got old and just didn't give a damn. I'm hearing old foundational Black Americans, I'm talking about in their 70s and 80s, out there saying, run my check. This is what we're seeing. We, in this era, we have galvanized and energized so many of our people that it's infectious, and all of our people are holding it down now. So they thought they would tire us out. By now, they thought we'd be done with reparations. They thought we would say, okay, no more reparations. We're going to go back to the Democratic plantation, vote blue no matter who. The same way all those clowns like Roland Martin and nobody with the big forehead from Louisiana was talking about. No. As a matter of fact, the more off code they've been, the more on code we've gotten. And the more they try to slow us down, the faster we become. We're going right now at a rapid pace, and they cannot stop us. The reparations movement is actually stronger than ever, and they've really given us more time to get our game in order. So from the economists all the way down to the average foundational Black American boots on the ground in the street, everybody right here, all 500 plus of us, we are holding down this reparations movement. We are holding down this reparations era, and they cannot stand that as we proceed and continue to show all of these reparations panels that have been popping up, and not near one of these things are truly representing foundational Black Americans at all, family. Look at this one right here. Roots and reparations. They throwing roots in there, family. God damn. A genealogical family reunion. Okay, so what they going to do with that? Anytime they start talking about a genealogical reparations movement or reunion, all they're going to do, family, is they're going to connect us all the way to goddamn Africa. That's what they're going to do. Watch out for all of that. We're talking about simple lineage and heritage right here in the United States of America. They're going to start hitting us with that genealogy, and they're going to take us all the way over to Africa. They're going to say, well, Mr. Mutombo, he deserves reparations too now. It is the genealogical, so y'all can come on in too. Matter of fact, he already got here last night. Come on, Mr. Mutombo. No. FBA again. Family, we can crush all of this just by continuously saying FBA. The more we just continue saying FBA, we good. We ain't got to do nothing else, family. Just keep saying FBA, and then they got to deal with it. Look at this one right here. This was at Evanston. Y'all remember all that stuff they was trying to get us with Evanston? They was trying to hit us with Evanston, Illinois, and they were saying, well, man, this is reparations. In Evanston, they got a good reparations plan. Y'all should see it. No. That right there. And yes, family, that is a W woman. And by the way, some of my people that are tapped in, they were telling me that right there, that lady is actually blocking foundational Black Americans on Twitter. So a lot of folks are trying to contact her and say, okay, what's this about? Because, you know, you kind of coming around our reparations movement. What you speaking on? And what is she saying, family? Nothing. She blocking foundational Black Americans. So she's running because she knows that we coming with that real FBA smoke, which ain't like anybody else's. So you see that right there going down. Once again, family, they are trying to stop foundational Black Americans from really getting going. These are all ops popping up out of nowhere, and their main plan is to take what we are creating and try to put a block on it, and we ain't having it. So that was the Evanston where they're trying to give folks housing or pay your rent for a week and say, okay, now that's reparations, 1 week rent. Check this one out right here, family. You seen this right here. Your pledge, we pledge your support for the state of Illinois, African Descendant Citizens Reparations Commission, ADCRC. That's another thing, family. Don't trust these damn movements and panels. They got literally a billion different goddamn acronyms. All right. All right. If there's 13 letters and 15 numbers, they're not here for our reparations. Let's just get that straight. All right. Quit dealing with any of these, the ZJNF5627 committee. All right. All that is are people trying to get in on what we created. We ain't going down that road. We ain't going down that road. Y'all notice that? Y'all notice all of these reparations panels that been popping up? They will literally have a whole encyclopedia. It'd be the H5, 6, 7, 22 on the 3rd, 15th on the 4th end committee. Man, hell no. Hell no. All I hear is op, and mo op. That's it. We're not going for that. And this is another one, family, where they're trying to use our foundational Black American family tree against us, and they're trying to kind of promote more of a gender-based reparations. This is that grift. The grift is in, and we know that they've been working on that grift. Yes, you're right. $25,000 in housing vouchers. Yes, they trying to give us that and tell us it's reparations. You out your mind. You out your mind if you think certified FBA is going to go for that one. Ain't no way in hell. Quit trying to give us what we ain't asked for. We asking and demanding reparations in the form of cash payments. All right. I'm not giving you the CR5, 22, 62, 32, 92. No, I'm giving you cash payment reparations. It's easy to understand, just to make it clear for them. Now, you got more foundational Black American reparations op people popping up. Check this one out right here. This is another one. Reparations. I can't even pronounce that. The Indabin Summit. I never even heard of that. Never even heard of that. This is November 1st to the 4th, 2023 at Atlanta University Center. Now, mind you, family, we were just at the Georgia State University when we were going ahead and handling that situation. So look at this one right here, family. Once again, the Indaba, N-D-A-B-N. Man, I ain't never heard of none of that. None of that. And if you look, that's some more Afro-descendant. And we done already broke down that term Afro-descendant. And we already know what that means. More of this, family. And this is what they're pushing so they can try to get in on our reparations claims. They do not stop. How many of these, family? How many of these? And where are the foundational Black American economists? Where are the people who got real clout in the community? This right here. This right here. This is the one we talked about. This is the one that I attended. The National Reparations Convention. Family, that right there was the biggest op convention you ever seen. That was the biggest op tether convention. All they did was ran us around and around and around. They had bullshit ass rappers. They were dancing. They were doing the two-step, the jig. They weren't saying anything about reparations. They weren't speaking on our community. They were basically saying Afro-descendant is the term. They gave us a whole thing about why we need to accept the term Afro-descendant. They said Afro-descendant is who you are. We already done went to the UN. This is what they're doing. I told you, family, they're going to run to the UN. They're going to run to the dominant society, and they're going to try to go above us because they cannot stop us by no means at all. That's the one I attended right there, and we crashed that. That was the FBA reparations, and we held it down, and we crashed that whole event. We are tether reparations crashers. And y'all remember this one right here? This was last year. Somebody popped up. We covered this right here on the Black Alpha Network. Somebody popped up out of nowhere. You had some folks that were the freedmans, and they popped up, and they were trying to hijack the term freedman, okay? Because we say foundational Black American, we say freedman. We say foundational Black American freedman. Those terms, as we always say, can be used on either panel. Yes, no, up, down, left, and right. Those terms are identical. You got a lot of people, and they were out here trying to hijack the term freedman, and then they try to get their own reparations marches right before we had our reparations rally. And they was trying to run the gambit. Y'all know some of these folks, right? So this is what they had. They had one last year, and about 6 people showed up, all right? And 3 of them was their parents. And then they had another one a year later, and nobody was even there. Salute to the people who were there, and they really was there for good reasons. But we know a lot of them folks have been, uncovered as ops. They working with a whole bunch of dominant society folks. They're getting bags on the side. So that has been exposed as well. And they were trying to use it. Anytime a pop-up group, a pop-up team, a pop-up activist comes around, they start using FBA terms, FBA words, FBA sentiments and statements. We already know what type of time that was. So nobody was on that. Foundational Black Americans kept it pushing. They had a damn annual event. Okay. My belief is, if you're going to have a yearly annual event, please make sure that you have the damn yearly annual event after you done got more than 17 people to show up. All right, please do that. All right, my little niece is a cheerleader and she gets more people to watch their cheerleading practices. But who am I to judge? Foundational Black Americans, we kept it pushing. And real FBA freedmen were in the building, in the place. And mind you, they came back right after that, family. And what they do? They came back right after that and they go to the same exact place where Foundational Black Americans at our FBA rally. They came back to the same place and stole our location, but it's all to the G. But with that, family, you see about 15, I think that's 15, 16 different reparations organizations. And I got about another 15 that I didn't even press up. And there's probably another 20 that I'm not even aware of. So it shows you with all of our brothers and sisters tapped in, boots on the ground, we've been seeing exactly what they've been doing. We've been seeing all of these fake reparations panels, all these fake reparations activists. These people ain't real. These people ain't got no name in the street. You'd see these people and you'd walk right on by them. Why? It's because these are not certified folks. These folks do not represent the lineage. These folks do not represent the culture. All they are is what I call reparations ops. And all these ops, they are the anti-reparations coalition. And that coalition is everybody all the way across the board. And we've been seeing it and we've been calling it out. And that's what we are on. So family, we got to continue to press on that and make sure that our reparations is gatekeep. We got to gatekeep our culture and we got to gatekeep reparations in the process, because reparations is the main thing that all of these people want. And reparations is what they are not going to get. And I want y'all to notice this. Remember, I was telling y'all, be careful of these folks coming around and they talking about getting reparations on behalf of the diaspora, because the people out here saying they want reparations on behalf of the diaspora, these were the same folks just about a year ago that were coming around here trying to tell us that we didn't deserve reparations. What it really is, all these folks said, we want reparations for the diaspora, for Ghana, for Nigeria, for wherever. These folks were the same ones coming over here saying, we all black, brother. Can't I get FBA reparations? And we said, hell no, you can't. And then they ran back to their home country and they get in these non-agenda, non-specific, non-direct reparations panels moving, and ain't nobody rocking with them. Mind you, them were the same folks, fam, that 1 year ago were running around here saying all types of off-coded stuff like this. Y'all remember hearing this right here, where this dude was running around trying to tell us why we did not need reparations? Watch this, family. This is what we talk about. So when they get their little conventions going, I don't give a damn. It's about FBA reparations. That's all I'm concerned about, because I know once they get theirs, all they're going to be trying to do is trying to get back in on ours.
When I say that we shouldn't preclude any form of remedy, while people are arguing about HR 40, the DC Reparations Commission is going to force an argument over what HR 40 is about on the floor of the national legislature. This makes a point of entry that can overturn the retrenchment of white supremacy over the last 50 years, because the Civil Rights Act of 64, the Voting Rights Act of 65, pursuant to the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, had race-based remedies that the courts have undermined. This commission, and this is why I say post-civil rights era narrowing by judicial interpretations of the federal constitution and concomitant issues of race-based.
Look at them trying to use all these big words, family. The Reparations Judicial Committee 22 in the third, 55 with a little bit of sauce on the left end of the right side of the pizza and the omelet. Man, please keep that shit to yourself. Don't let these folks try to twist us with big words, family. This is all about foundational Black Americans and representing. That's what it's all about. We doing this, yes, indeed, for the culture, y'all. Check this out more.
Based remedy by changes in state constitutions, which is why California's hands are tied. These efforts should find a creative point of entry for proposed remedies by applying to district residents of African descent an overarching and at once calibrated concept that recognizes the unique circumstances that made geographically specific enslavement and global Blackness virtually coterminous, meaning Black means Black wherever you are. I don't think they're not turning down people because their last name is Oyewumi somewhere for right, you know, and at once distinctly contoured to the arrangements of specific polities, like what we just heard, this enumeration of the abuses of the citizens of DC, and I hate to say citizens, the people of DC, because citizenship is for another day. But this can also potentially—
Citizenship is a problem. Notice, family, that he's trying to speak against citizenship. You know why he's trying to speak against citizenship? Y'all already know. It's because he's trying to get non-citizens to get our reparations check. I told you, they hate that we are the foundation, the people who built this country, and full 100% citizens, which they cannot claim. So he's trying to denounce citizenship because he knows that's his way of getting in on our reparations. Boy, stop.
Allow us to imagine a legal status for African people more akin under federal and state constitutional law to date to that enjoyed by indigenous Americans and other discrete immigrants from other sovereign polities. Because the original harm of enslavement was carried out against African people in polities that predate Western nation states by distinct European nation states from which the current United States descends, reparative justice presents an opportunity to imagine new definitions of self-determination that can help decolonize modernity. This is a very important point. It's in a city where African Liberation Day was first celebrated, in a city where the anti-apartheid movement has it, it would be not only illogical, it would be insane to try to restrict a remedy to those who went through enslavement exclusively here. And I think this is the opportunity to force that conversation.
This is an opportunity for you to shut the hell up, Mr. Mutombo. That man using big words. Told y'all, watch all these folks running around here trying to use them big words. They only out here trying to confuse you, but that type of game ain't gonna work. That man threw every big word that he could find on the table, and not near one of those big words work, because he knows, like we know, and they all know, that that money that he's trying to get in on is foundational Black American money, point blank, period. You can come up with every little fake law, fake twist, fake turn. And mind you, when I say fake, and I mean fake, family, because these folks are just making that up. They're making it up. Nothing they saying is true. Everything they saying is a lie. And these folks know goddamn well that foundational Black Americans are the ones who really are belonging to that goddamn money. And foundational Black Americans are the ones who are going to get that money. So nice try. You can't have my money, Mr. Mutombo, no matter how much you try to come up with. But I want everybody to know this too. When you start talking about these fake reparations panels, you seen that right there. That's the type of energy, fam, that they be trying to put on us, and that's the type of energy that they be trying to give us. But nah, we ain't going for that. Foundational Black Americans stay focused. They can use big words, reject. They can tell us to vote blue no matter who, reject. Roland Martin can ask for donations for his KFC and his Popeyes, reject. We're going to continue to be FBA all day in lineage, heritage, culture, foundational Black American reparations in the form of cash payments, and an anti-foundational Black American hate crime bill is going to happen. And then it's going to be no tangibles, no reparations, no vote for everybody. So anybody out there who thinks that certified foundational Black Americans are on any type of time other than the time that we are on, they got another thing coming. So when you start seeing people popping up out the woodwork, like Dr. Claude Anderson said, you're going to start seeing these fleedmen with these big ass foreheads talking about what I told you, family. When you take a tether and you mix it with a swirler, you end up with a twirler. Look at this person right here and look at all the trolls that they're taking. I'm going to ask y'all a question, and I need y'all to be honest with me. Please be honest with me, family. I'm going to really ask y'all a question. By the size of that fleedman forehead, what part of Africa do y'all think she's from? Can I get some real honest answers now? Come on now. I need y'all, help me out. I really need to know. It's something, you know what I'm saying, I'm curious about. I want to know by the shape of that fleedman forehead and that tether hairline, okay, that started in 1986. Can somebody tell me what part of Africa is she from? That circumference that's going around, you need about a yardstick and a ruler, about 7 of them. Can y'all tell me where? I just need to know, because I'm talking about that. I mean, that's huge. I'm telling you right now, out of all the fleedman foreheads that I done ever seen, this woman right here takes the goddamn cake. She takes the goddamn cupcakes. She takes the goddamn cookies. She takes the whole goddamn bakery. Where the hell did you find it? Oh, boy, y'all wrong. No, y'all didn't say. No, y'all didn't say Nigeria. Damn, y'all started off with that. Damn, Nigeria. We got a Uganda in the house. Okay. We got a Somalia in the house. All right. We just trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't come over to our country and be talking all that nonsense and then not really tell us where that forehead came from. That forehead should be in the Guinness Book of World Tethers. All right. That needs to go in the Guinness Book of World Tethers so we can find out where you got that goddamn forehead. Okay. You ain't lying. Star Wars. All right. That Worf rapper that we played a couple weeks ago, that put that motherfucker to shame. That forehead is massive. That forehead got a goddamn about 5 area codes on it. You got to use a goddamn telecommunications if you calling from this side to the other goddamn side. That shit got to bounce off the satellites in space. Okay, you would take Somalia for 200 Alpha. Okay, we got you. We're going to have to find out. If somebody can find out, let me know so I can post it. We got Kenya. Okay, that might be a Kenya. It look a little Kenyan. All right, it look a little Kenyan too. That's a fleedman forehead. That fleedman forehead is all over the place. I mean, god damn. We ain't talking about no Cleons up in here. You ain't lying. You got the Cleons up in the building. So we dealing with that. We dealing with that. And you gonna come over here and talk about us? Now I know, okay, that you went to Tether School, and I know that you was the head of the class. We understand that, okay? I get it. We understand all that. But can you please let us know where you found that? Because that right there is hurting my feelings. All right? It's hurting my feelings. If my reparations and my lineage and being a foundational Black American got you so focused on me that you ain't trying to reduce your Freedman forehead, then you got another thing coming, and you need to sit your ass down and worry about yourself. Watch this Freedman right here, family. Start to talking, start to running, start to skipping and jumping, and saying everything that a Freedman would say about foundational Black Americans, but she don't know that just like her words, they just like her Freedman forehead, we over this mug laughing. Watch this.
Most Black people are just as confused about the definition of racism and the difference between racism and prejudice, along with preference and accountability while we're at it, as the next white person. Most of us are very comfortable with people being discriminated against, especially when they are not Christian, when they are queer, trans, or anything in the LGBTQIA+ community, or simply when their lifestyle is drastically different from our own. The Black community is begging for reparations, and while they are justly deserved, we don't even have a plan to do anything with it. And if we got that money, half of y'all that are at the top as activists would scam that money from the rest of us and flip it into some shit where you would benefit and not the rest of the community. Oh, and also, if the Black community got their hands on reparations, the Black men in the community would take all that money and make sure the rest of the community never saw a dime of it.
Stop. I'm going to tell you what you ain't never seen. You ain't never seen a helmet that could fit your goddamn head. That's what you ain't never seen, okay? You ain't never seen a hat, a fitted hat, a snapback, a ball hat. You ain't seen none of that. Only thing that you have seen is the front of your forehead. You ain't even seen the sunlight because it's blocking it all. Family, I thought eclipse was about the sun and the moon. I didn't think eclipse could be created by a damn Tether's forehead, but I guess I stand corrected. But that's what we doing. The same way we laughing at Mrs. Cleon, the same way we laughed at Roly Poly, the same way we laughing at all of these folks, it all goes back to show you, and it all goes back to tell you, family, that we in full control right now. We winning. We in the building. FBA's in the place. They can't handle that. They can't, but they're going to have to, though. They're going to have to. I mean, I know it's bad that foundational Black Americans are the people everybody hate, that it's all eyes on FBA, but everybody got to bow down to FBA. I know that makes them mad. I know that makes them mad. Can y'all imagine how bad of a headache she would get? A migraine? Shit. I can't even imagine what that's like. I know that she's upset. You know what I'm saying? She'll be upset about that head, but it's all good. I know that they mad. I know they upset. I know they cannot stand that FBA is running the yard, but FBA is running the yard. And as long as we out here walking down the street, they can't come outside. Speaking of people who can't come outside, y'all know this person right here? Y'all ever heard of this person? Cynthia G. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all seen this individual before. By the way, as we said, we got Roland Martin begging for donations. And the Black grassroots is putting Roland Martin out of business on record. We have also ran this person off. All of her channels, everything has been canceled, deleted. Why? Is because that rhetoric, talking down on foundational Black Americans, hating on FBA, is not going to work in this era. Going forward, from now on, you are going to have to see FBA. You're going to have to deal with FBA, and you're going to have to respect FBA. And if you choose to do anything other than, I don't give a damn if you from that side of the earth, and you trying to come to our side. This is our turf. This is our lineage, heritage, and culture. And if you were Dusty, Tether, Swirler, Freedman, four-head, five-head, six-head, either way, it all boils down to the end where FBA wins and you bow down. And it's no tangibles, no reparations, no vote, only us. That's the way the game goes. And for those who don't believe, Cynthia thought she was a G. Now Cynthia is deleted. For her, Roly Poly, and everybody else out there that thinks that foundational Black Americans are going for the game, it's a rude awakening. It's a new time. Like I said at that Tether panel, I told them, and I'm going to tell everybody else the same damn thing. This is an era where we change it. This is an era where we ain't friendly. Why I got to be friendly when I already got my FBA family? We ain't out here with fam. We out here with each other. We out here with the whole team. We out here with the whole collection. I don't need friends when I got the best lineage in the world. I don't need friends when I got the best heritage in the world. I don't need friends when everybody wants in on my culture. We don't want y'all culture. We ain't trying to have your culture. We ain't trying to go to your homeland. You are trying to come to ours. So if you want to talk about winners and losers, we woke up winning and you gonna forever be a loser. So FBA, Certified Black Society, we are not only in the building, in the place, we are dominating on all levels. If you look at it now, this next coming election coming up, the Democrats' numbers are in the trash can because of us. If you look at it now, the boule cannot be seen or saw because of us. If you look at it now, the tethers are fleeing back to their home country. If we say that they having reparations panels over where they live, then family, you know that's because we done ran them back to where they live. You want to know about reverse immigration? Reverse immigration is when foundational Black Americans gatekeep our culture and don't let nobody in on our culture, and they got to go back home. That's reverse immigration, and that is all because of us. So you go all the way across the spectrum, from one side of the earth to the other side of the earth. One thing remains, and that is foundational Black Americans. We ain't out here playing. Foundational Black Americans are out here winning. And more we win, the more they bow down, and the more they bow down, the more FBA is just going to show out. So by the way, family, I want to tell everybody, y'all see this? This is what I got at that reparations convention, right? This is it. Afro-descendant. That's it right there, family. This is what they were trying to sell to us. And it's got all the terms in it. Look, shit, we live. This Black Alpha Network, y'all know I don't give a damn. We uncut on this side. This is what they was giving us. Afro-descendant. They was giving us the panel. Who was going to talk? Okay. They said all of the damn tethers was going to speak. They said all of the ops was going to be there. That Cheryl Grills, yep, we grilled her ass all the way back to wherever she came from and ran her back. And then when she get out there, my West Coast family going to run her out of there. And eventually she going to be like Stacey Abrams, running out. We seen Yvette Strappy, okay? We seen her, but she didn't show up because she knew she was going to get the same treatment. So we ran her out. We ran out the term Afro-descendant, all the breaks, all the people that were there, and they was talking all that talk trying to get us to be Afro-descendants, okay? They was talking about the blueprint. They said that they went to the European Union, the United States Union, the United Nations, okay? They went all of those places so they can have a national reparations convention. But we all know one thing, family. There ain't no such thing as a national reparations convention. It is only a foundational Black American reparations. And it's all in the form of cash payments. And they got two choices. They can get that shit up or they can get it took. So like the great Dr. Martin Luther King Foundational Black American icon said, we are still coming to get our check and they're going to run it. So with that said, family, since y'all know Black Alpha, I'm wild. I'm gonna show the whole goddamn world. This is what they was talking about. They reparations convention, live and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're only gonna get this on the Black Alpha Network. Smash that goddamn like button. Yes, indeed. We're gonna take that and we're gonna do what we always gotta do. We're gonna throw that away, and I might even let my dog go piss on it. That's the way we do things. That's the way we rock. So the whole family in the building know. The same way I just ripped that up, threw that on the curb, and that's going to be on the corner like it's trash day. That's the same damn thing that we doing to all the Democrats. Same thing we doing to all the tethers, all the ops, and all the Fleedman foreheads. So people are going to have to understand this is the FBA era, and it's always been the FBA era. And we letting everybody know, Certified Black Society, all 500 plus of us, I love y'all with a passion. Y'all know the same energy that we put out this week, that we're going to put out next week, we're going to continue to put out. That's the same type of energy that we're going to stay on, and that's the same type of energy that is going to change this world, and we're changing it right now. Why are we changing it? Because we are family. We don't need fake friends when we have a family. We don't need anybody who says they down with us when we have a family. When you got a family and we have the best family, make no mistake about it, you ain't got to do no searching. You ain't got to do no running around. All you got to do is be your foundational Black American self and be excellent. And y'all know we are excellent every single day. And with us being excellent every single day, family, this right here is what we are doing. Not only do we speak it to life, we also go out and we present it. So look at this, family. This is what I present to the whole team. I want y'all to notice this. It says at the bottom picture, 1965 to 2020. The Democratic Party, after the election, would throw Black folks out in the street. From 2020 to forever, foundational Black Americans are throwing the Democratic Party out in the street. You're not going to use anything that we create. You're not going to use anything that we've been through. You're not going to take none of our pain and suffering and try to get us to go vote blindly. You and all of your ops are going to be dealt with. And that's exactly what we're doing. Y'all can check that one out on Twitter. I posted it earlier today, but we're going to rock with that forever. So with certified foundational Black Americans in the building and with us being on code more than ever, because trust me, family, we are on code more than ever. Our older folks is on code. Our younger folks is on code. Everybody in between is on code. We are moving along and we are moving strong. Everybody is seeing it. Everybody is witnessing it, and they're witnessing it in full time and they're watching it as it all goes down. So we will continue to shine and we will continue to grind, and there's nothing that the world can do about it other than accept it. So I want everybody to take this, and y'all know how we do on the Black Alpha Network. It's a family affair, and yes, I love y'all too, all the way live, man. Y'all know, love y'all with a passion. We're going to continue to grind, and we're going to move at levels that nobody has ever seen before. And this is the whole part about us being together as a family. And when we move and everybody wants to come and try to be like us, they only want to try to come and be like us because we are the ones that the whole goddamn world has been watching from day one till beyond. And I'm going to say you like this. When you are exceptional and you're holding things down and you're doing for self, anybody can stop you. We are truly unstoppable. A lot of people think they are, they not. A lot of people say they are, they not. But in reality, the only ones that can really stake claim to that are us. That's it. And it's always been that way. The only difference is, family, as I said before, we've always been exceptional. We've always been great. But in this era, in this generation, we're taking that exceptionalism and we're being more loud, we're being more boisterous, and we're letting everybody know. When it comes to being foundational Black American, when it comes to your lineage, when it comes to being who you are, there ain't nothing wrong with being boisterous. There ain't nothing wrong with being arrogant. If you're going to be proud, if you're going to be loud, if you're going to represent who you are, you got to be it to the maximum. You cannot be halfway. You got to be all the way. And as we say, it's FBA all damn day. So continue, family. And I tell this to everybody. If this is the last thing you ever hear from me, if I never, ever get a chance to speak to y'all again, I want this to be the thing that you remember. Always take pride in being a foundational Black American. Always take pride of being who you are. And remember, by the time you got here, you were already a winner. You already won, and there's nothing that anybody could do about that. And this is where we are, family. That's one of the things I will always leave to you guys. That's one thing I always try to put in is that FBA excellence, and it all starts from the soul, and it all moves forward. And the more we love each other, the more we grind, the more we shine. I'm going to send this shout out right here, though, real quick, since we're talking about FBA, and we didn't talk about all these things people ain't doing for us. Shout out to Missy Elliott, Misdemeanor Elliott. She donated $50,000 to cover 26 families for past due rent in her hometown. And what did she say? She said, I just wanted to give back. So love you, my sister. Much respect to you, my sister. That's how we do it. That's what we mean when we say each one teach one. So in this world where you got all these tethers saying they created hip hop, you got all these folks running around here saying that they created our culture, and the whole government's trying to give everybody else something that belongs to us. Salute to our very, very beautiful foundational Black American certified sister, Missy Elliott, for holding down the community and saying, I'm not looking out for all of these people. I'm going to represent our people. And that's what we love, and that's what we appreciate the most. So with that said, family, subscribe to the Black Alpha Network. We are in the building, in the place, and make sure that you smash that like button. We are in the building, in the place. We're going to continue to stay certified. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We are on fire. We did literally 1,000 subscribers in like 2 weeks. You feel me? We are on fire. Notice I say we. When I say we building, we working, we shining, we grinding, we. When I say the Black Alpha Network, we. When I say Certified Black Society Foundational Black Americans, we. All of us together, we make it move. And that's the difference between all of us and all of them. And I'm going to say this as well, fam, before I let everybody go. Tell everybody that you love them. Give them a hug. Let them know that whenever it go down, you're going to be there. That's the FBA way, and that's how FBA does it 24/7, 365. And y'all make sure that when we go out here in these streets, we represent each other to the fullest. And I don't know, man. It might be time that we have another reparations rally and we really let it be known, because the Foundational Black American Reparations Rally on November 5th last year in Washington, D.C., that was the only real reparations rally, because we are the only real reparationists. So I think we might have to go back out there. Now, I hope it happens. And if it does, you will see Black Alpha front and center. Family, I love y'all with a passion. Make sure you smash that like button on the way out. Make sure you guys subscribe on the way out. I'm telling you, it's about to be loaded. We got so much fire content coming, some surprises. Everybody is about to see what we got in the fray because there's something that we've been working on, something that's very strong. And if you guys can right now, before you roll out, please hashtag for me, for the culture. That's what I want y'all to do. Hashtag for the culture, because we've been working on something very powerful, something that is really of us, something that nobody can contain, and something that everybody is going to take witness to and understand it. So I'm going to show y'all this right here. Make sure you hashtag for the culture because everything we do is for the culture. Y'all make sure you hashtag for the culture. We got something so strong coming, and it's all FBA, it's all us, and it is monumental, and it's going to change the game. With that said, family, I'm out of here. Peace and love. Peace, love, and reparations. We are one tonight. Let us be one in the future. And as Black Alpha Network always says, and it's always been this way, always remember, no matter how much they hate, that black is beautiful, and beautiful is always black. One love.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.